wonderful GD cuties. My show, Legally Cute, is back tonight. My name is CutieRoo, SR. I am the host for this show. I have a wonderful, wonderful showcase for you. It's going to be an interesting game, an interesting run, and it is very cute with BIOMUTANT. And I have a wonderful runner of Big Scared and commentary, Astrid the Horror Girl. And we will be doing the Any % New Game Plus. I am ready for this. I'm super excited. I've been hearing some quite interesting things about it. So tell me all about it, Big Scared. Say hi. And then Astrid, you could go afterwards.
I will let y'all, as the viewers here tonight, or even on the VODs later on, decide whether this one actually counts as a horror game. And for that purpose, I've also brought one of my friends, Astrid. Say hello, Astrid, while we get set up.
Hello, I am Astrid the Horror Girl. I also play horror games, though not exclusively, and I also speedrun horror games a lot. I have been specifically told to not look at this game, not watch Big Scared play it, not look at any content for it, so I could be incredibly surprised. All I know is the stuff around the release of the game, and that it is cute and there's some fun friends.
Mm-hmm. This is a very adorable game, but there are also some things about it that I'm curious what your opinion will be. As a New Game Plus run, I'm booting in my previous save. I'm going in on New Game Plus 8, just because I got a good vibe from that one. And we're going to kick it off here on easy mode in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. So I like to think about BIOMUTANT as a kitchen sink game. It's got a little bit of everything, including the kitchen sink. It is a very special experience. It is a post-apocalyptic, post-human story that is heavily driven by morality and your choices. First, before we do anything, I have to ignore the quest that it's trying to give me. I have to go into the below above and talk to Out of Date, who's hanging out here in the Ark. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
No, I just... The below above and the and Out of Date. I was just asking their names. I just wanted to make sure I understood the names and the place and
the naming conventions for this game are extremely whimsical.
I love that.
And on this point, I want to point out that in the accessibility settings for sound, there are 2 menus that are important to pay attention to here for this specific reason. There's one about narrator gibberish. It goes from 0 to 100. And then there's narrator dialogue frequency, 0 to 100. I have them both cranked to 100 right now, so we're getting the full experience.
Oh. I love that those are scales.
Yeah, you cannot turn the narrator all the way off because they will still chime in with periodic story updates. But on max narrator frequency with max gibberish, it is... Oh, we will be interrupted with commentary, and I'm very excited to hear how you react to that.
Excellent. I'm excited as well.
Now, I know you're a huge fan of immersive sims.
I am.
Stories that take you on a journey with a particular character that you can insert yourself into their story. This game kind of has that. Our particular player character here is this little scruffy guy. I've got a duck helmet on him because it's got the best protection that I have currently available to me. But we are some semblance of a rodent, chipmunk, or a squirrel or something that has been granted sentience, bipedality, and a tragic backstory. Specifically, we are here to unite the tribes. There are 7 of them. Or destroy them. That's up to us, ultimately. Avenge our Muma, who was eaten at the hands of Lupa Lupin, the carnivore of the story. He's the big bad. And also decide whether or not we want to save the world along the way.
I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. Let's go.
Be careful where you
To that
grab
end,
that mug.
our first major objective is to deal with the soaked one, which is not referring to Goop, the player that we're coming over here to meet. The soaked one refers to the first world eater, which is known as Porky Puff. Please cast your bets as to what Porky Puff is.
Porky Puff?
Porky Puff.
Yeah, Porky Puff is a porky that puffs.
Imagine.
I was gonna say like maybe because I immediately thought of like Porky Pig, but Puff makes me think of like a puffer fish.
Okay.
So
Those
something in between that, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Those are great guesses. Let's table them for later, and we can revisit those once we have done some arbitrary side questing.
Okay.
You might notice that I've Yoshi'd my mount and then resummoned them. This is strategic. I'll be doing this at several points throughout the run. Sometimes you Yoshi them at the wrong point and you hear a dull, wet thud of them hitting the ground. Don't worry about it. They're fine. They'll come right back.
All right, sounds
Okay.
good.
Yep.
They'll come right back.
Yep. That's all I can
Yep.
say.
I also want to point out the sound it makes every time you leave the ground.
Oh, that is adorable.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I want to get some more height.
CutieRoo, would you
There
say
it
that is legal? How cute that is?
Ooh, I don't know. I think that is legally cute. It's certifiably
Yeah.
legally cute.
Heard it from the expert themselves.
Mm-hmm.
This is the cutest
could have
mount in the
missed
game
this
to me.
village. It's
Look at
called
them.
Mamble
They're
Club.
beautiful.
Aww.
Wonderful.
And they make adorable, cute noises.
There's something like 12 distinct mounts in this game.
Oh.
The specific kind that we are
This
riding right
corner of
now
the
is
world
referred
is
to as a
called
ganote.
Anywhere,
It is
which is
spelled
maybe
just like
why
goat, but
Click
with an
calls
N in
it
the middle of
home.
it. And there are multiple varieties of ganote. Most of them vary in terms of like what their fur texture is, what color they are, and also their head shape. There are some that are profoundly goofy looking, and I love them with my whole heart.
If the mount didn't throw
But
you,
they are not the
you're
only
good.
types of mount in this game. We will be acquiring a boat, a mechanical exoskeleton, a robot horse, a mechanical hand that has a fully functional finger gun, as well as another version of Ganote that I simply refer to as the Azure Chin.
There's
You'll know what I mean when we
Subnautica
get there.
Station.
The
Goose
Azure
flanders
what?
around it.
The Azure Chin.
As your chin, like literally as your chin?
Like
As in like the blue chin.
The blue chin. Okay.
Yes.
all those words hit me like all with like separate waves of
Says
imagination.
it's Goose. Goose.
And,
He says now he thinks.
I don't want you to think that I was just focusing on the Azure Chin because all of that was a lot. And
Can hardly thanks you, but
I'm
hey, no,
thinking about all of it.
you're
Yeah.
not.
You ain't seen nothing yet. The game is still very tame. I have to activate this fast travel system by marking my territory. Don't worry about it.
Let's see.
Don't worry about it. But ultimately here, every choice we make will impact the morality system. You might have noticed while Astra was processing that a little angel and a little devil popped up on my shoulders. And one of them applauded me for being nice. The decisions are pretty arbitrary. You might think that those actually have a
It's not
meaningful
stairs,
sort
but
of
it'll do.
outcome throughout the story. Really, it just shoehorns you into one of three potential endings: a good one, a bad one, or a mixed one. And a lot of the
good place to
morality
dance.
discourse in this game is very heavy-handed. So I hope you enjoy all of that. Also, I hope you enjoy rotation puzzles.
Just a few moves left. Make them
Okay.
count.
I do
Very
like
good.
rotation. Yep. Rotate it.
Most of the puzzles in this game are RNG, and some of them can be unsolvable when you first approach them because they require more rotations or more placements than are physically capable.
Excuse me?
Sometimes you just gotta brute force it.
Incredible.
And that is by design. You gotta savor the experience.
You had the experience.
I'm looking at these like words that show up in combat, just like wicked wolf. That's great.
So, Wicked Wolf is specifically a skill that I have. It is one of my Wung Fu. And it is a combo. So you might
Feels like
notice
something's about
that
to happen
I'm
today.
specifically using melee here. I'm mashing combos like Devil May Cry whenever I'm doing melee combat.
Incredible.
Here's our first encounter that we actually have to fight. This is the gorilla mini-boss and their homies. The mini-boss is surprisingly big, but, you know, this is small compared to some of the things we will be fighting.
This game is like, sounds like the immersive sim Devil May Cry Shadow of the Colossus crossover that we've all been wanting.
Thank you.
You know, Shadow of the Colossus is not an inappropriate comparison. Why are you
That's
running away from
amazing.
me?
I can't wait.
Peak of power.
So the specific reason why I had to actually deal with those enemies is so that way I can interact with this box. This is the big sort of RNG hurdle of the game. Depending on what we get inside that box, it will change the route we have to take while driving our boat. Specifically, what I'm hoping
like the
for out of that
switches need
pickup
to be
is an
turned to
improved
match,
engine
so
for
enough
it.
charge
There are
can
3
flow
engines
through the
total. The default one is level 1. You could potentially get the level 3 engine there, and it's a 1 in 12
Good.
chance.
That's enough.
That's really interesting, having to figure out what route you're supposed to go on based upon what you
pickups
get
you
in a
get?
box.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We got no engines, so we got to take the long way. And you might be wondering why we have to take the long way. We are surfing on the goo right now, on our goo glide. This is goo. I hope you're keeping up. There are 3 types of goo. The regular goo, which is what this is. There is level 2 goo, which has green texture. And then there's level 3 goo, which is the green texture, but also with algae. I call that the lumpy goo. And depending on which way you take towards Porky Puff, you will have to either avoid or travel through the higher texture goo. That being said, the lower engine here will mean that our boss fight will be a little harder because we're going to be slower and can't dodge as well. So this is going to be a very interesting first fight.
This here is the Sinky Dink.
This is
Home of
Gulp. It's nice to know that hipsters still exist post-humanity.
I like
Very
Stinky
good.
Dink.
See.
Stinky Dink is cool too, though. I like I like that as a
This
place.
is the Sinky Dink. I was like,
Pretty
okay.
says it's but says
Yeah.
you wonders if I
Hey, do you wanna go to the
says like
Sinky Dink
sure,
with me later?
wants to respect
Yeah,
I'd love to.
absolutely.
Yeah.
says you without it the drink it makes
All of
he
the named
wants- there are
NPCs
other
have
watching
distinct
says he rec-
storylines. Gulp's storyline culminates with a drinking contest, and if you win, you get an achievement.
Incredible. Mm-hmm. Do you? I assume you don't drink the goo.
I was
like-
gonna.
Well, about that actually. What else are you gonna drink?
Oh.
Well, is the goo like? I don't know. I was just like, it's not like alcoholic goo or something like that, you know?
Well, according to the story of BIOMUTANT, Toxinol dumped the chemical in the goo and made it different. And
The
so
black
there
hole.
are a wide
It's
variety
just
of goo
loony.
types, and I'm assuming they have flavors too, because
Maybe do that
there
again
is a
later.
character that does drink the funkiest of goo.
Incredible.
I hope you like wire puzzles.
Wires are great and rotating.
This one has a fixed outcome. It will always be the same.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. And that's true of all of the wire puzzles in the game. They all have the exact same solution.
I love that.
Now you might be wondering what I'm doing. This is a Clonk Fist. It is a rocket-powered fist weapon. It is the only melee weapon that is designated as a tool in the menu.
entire world's.
And I have to use that to open up paths. I would not have that in my inventory at all if it were not a required traversal item. We gotta deal with the Huggle here. They're in the way. But
To
now that that's out of
understand
the way.
all of that, there's so much that has happened, and
Yeah.
so little of the run has occurred.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. This is the game that
This
is
is
more
more
is
gun than
more.
most can handle.
The game. You might have noticed that the item I just picked up was called a gum quack. It's a rubber
Yes.
we're going to be using those as distraction items for our first boss fight. You might also be asking yourself, why am I picking up these weapons if I'm not going to use it? And the honest answer here is because I'm running this on PlayStation 5. The fun thing about this version of the game is when the developer patched it to improve PC stability, it ruined the stability of this version, and so sequence breaks automatically crash the game and can soft lock you.
We don't like soft locks, not in our speedruns.
But I like them.
Soft lock.
Soft locks are great. That is totally a lie.
What?
Okay, if we're petting the lock, I appreciate it to be soft.
Oh, you know, I wasn't thinking about it properly. Okay.
Yeah. The lock is very cute, and I too would like to pet it.
Can I pet the lock with you?
Yep, of course.
I changed my answer. I want to get like fluffy locks for like all my things now.
I would love to see this.
Goops.
All right, we have everything we need. Goop is giving us a preview of where we're going. On this point, we have to simply get to the Porky Puff. Now, what if I told you the Porky Puff is a species known as a too-big?
I would say that that's a really big porky puff. Like it's too big.
It's too
right?
big.
Yeah.
My chat likes to refer to it as baby. So I'm very curious how you're going to react to it when we actually get in there.
I'm excited. Like this is the most climactic part for me so far, is meeting the porky puff.
Oh, just wait. There are so many iterations of baby in this game. They just get better as we go. You have not asked about the other world eaters. There are 4. There is Porky Puff. There is Jumbo Puff. There is Hoof Puff, a crowd favorite. And then my personal favorite, Merc Puff. We will encounter all of them, but we're going to have to take a very long and tedious detour between Hoof Puff and Merc Puff to settle some morality-based story.
I love
Yes, there is ship-to-ship combat also. We're going to ignore this guy, though.
Oh, nice. I was going to say, I love how all of them are puffs. The puffs of the puffs.
And it might shock you. There are no stuffies of the puffs, and that is a heartbreaking fact that I learned.
Oh, that is heartbreaking. There should be, no. I demand puffs. I demand stuffed puffs, stuffed puffs, stuffed puffs.
Stuffed puffs, stuffed puffs.
Stuffed puffs.
You know, I wonder if all the puffs came into power after the leaving of their emperor, Mr. Stay Puffed, from...
It's all coming
You know?
together! Who are we gonna call about the Porky Puff?
That's
The
true.
funky
This
guy.
is post-human. There is no Ghostbusters as opposed to deal with it.
It's the
This is the Porky Puff.
It took quite a
Oh,
mighty
Porky Puff is
crunch
actually really
to
cute.
the munching down.
It's so cute!
Incredible.
It's really cute.
Incredible. Big Scared, you're not going to slay this very cute thing, are you?
Well, the unfortunate reality is that this thing is eating the roots of the tree of life, and if we don't put it down, everyone will die. So, unfortunately, the puffs do gotta go.
Oh. A shame.
Yeah.
So cute, so powerful, so hungry.
Such baby. This is just what a main
Yeah.
crew looks like.
This is a baby?
Yes, this is baby.
Oh. Babies. Not baby.
All right, she's doing baby things. Get ready. She got the zoomies.
Oh, no.
You might be wondering what the gum quacks are for. We're going to use them very shortly. It is adorable.
Unleash the quacks.
I like
Unleash
this
the
little
quacks.
this little Resident Evil 4 part going on here.
Right? We've got our two big here playing with the quacks. They are distracted, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to whittle this first half of the health bar down as low as I can. Once we get the health bar halfway down, phase 2 will begin, which is potentially the hardest fight in the entire run. Hoof Puff is a close contender there, and it really just depends on how aggressive Hoof Puff is. Porky Puff is consistently a pain. Hoof Puff is sometimes not a pain.
I love the sounds of like these little squishy sounds that are happening.
The puffs being popped?
Yeah, it's too adorable. Far
It
too
is.
adorable.
Yes,
I love
it's legally
the, like,
adorable.
Whimsical damage sounds. It's very good.
I'm glad that
grab
you
that.
have this show, CutieRoo, because I often feel out of place just by. I'm afraid that I might illegally call something cute, but you're here to set the record straight, and I appreciate that.
In all honesty, you have everyone can say anything is cute. I don't have to be the only one. Everyone has the right to be like, yes, that is cute.
It's true. Cute is subjective.
Exactly. Yep.
This second phase of the fight, not so cute, because here comes the precise Wung Fu aerial stunts. I have to do a series of maneuvers here where I activate abilities, double input, because if I don't double input on this bow, I'll do half damage. While dodging these boulders and also dodging AoE attacks.
Raven's Flame. Raven's
Yeah.
Flame.
Yeah.
Extreme.
I love it.
It's very good. I also love the fur color on Porky Puff here. It's giving me like the hair color I dyed my hair in high school.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love the tone.
Yeah, me too. I haven't dyed my hair like that. I kind of want to dye my hair like that.
No, where's Chris Redfield when I need him? There's too many boulders.
It would be really useful to have a Chris Redfield to just punch those boulders out of your way. Absolutely.
And you might be asking, why isn't Big using the melee weapon here? It's because Porky Puff is tall enough that the heads, which are the vulnerable part, can't really be hidden unless you bait this specific attack. And even then, you're only going to get 1 or 2 slices in, and they do half as much damage as this bow.
Interesting.
The hand is also vulnerable to melee damage, but it has a lot of like armor reduction. So like piercing weapons do more effective DPS to it.
Goodness,
Please.
the maneuvering.
All right, that's Porky Puff.
Good job.
Whoa.
GG's there.
One of
Nice.
the hardest fights in the run.
Easiest.
And I say this knowing full well that the next boss is the easiest one in the run.
Perfect.
I like easy
That's
after
okay.
hard. That's nice.
Right?
Yes.
They alternate.
Yeah,
There's a
that's
hard
good.
boss, an easy boss, a hard boss, and an easy boss, and then there's some tedious stuff in between. In the meantime, I have to make sure that we invite Goop here to join me on the arc. There is a specific reason why. You cannot end the game unless you have at least 4 people on the arc with you. So, we specifically have to recruit NPCs along our journey. We're going to be talking to Goop, Gil, Gizmo, Wiz Tinker Tonker, and Choo Choo. There are so many others that we could potentially route out and seek. And along that way, you could potentially also like completely change up your route on the triboard. I take a specific route for my own reasons, but there's 7 potential groups you could ally with and 12 NPCs you could potentially collect. So depending on whether or not you care about the world living or dying, who you talk to is important. And the extra layer here is, depending on how you address the morality issues in this game, people can reject your invitation and just not show up.
Will be a
I would like to ask for clarification. You did say that a character's name is Wiz Tinker Tonker.
Yeah, Wiz Tinker Tonker.
That is the
He's one-
greatest name. I'm writing that down for if I ever have a child. Like, this child's name is Wiz Tinker Tonker.
I like
Wiz Tinker Tonker has a brilliant design. You're gonna love them.
Oh,
You're gonna
yay.
love them.
I'm so excited. I'm with you, Astrid. I think I like that name.
I put it right next to my list of children that I will never have. I have one also. Galaxy Commodore is one of my favorites.
That's a great one, actually. That's a great name altogether.
Yeah,
That's beautiful. But before we can get to Wiz Tinker Tonker, we do have to deal with Gizmo. Gizmo's a fun little guy. They are going to give us an item known as a Mechton, but first we have to find some improvements for it the same way we upgraded our Googlite here. So once we get in touch with them, we're going to be sent on some fetch quests. I just love our little friend so much.
Yes.
Now, if you're wondering if there is Assassin's Creed Uncharted style platforming, the answer is yes.
I did have that question, and I'm glad to see that it, this game just defies expectations once again.
I also, if you have not pondered the UI, folks in my community compare it to both Forza Horizon and Fortnite. And I'm curious if you agree with that assertion.
I haven't played Forza Horizon, but I'm blown away by this is just every video game, huh? Mm-hmm. Just every video game, they put it all in this game. Mm-hmm. Surely, the end product turned out to be a flawless masterpiece.
This game has parts. They add up.
You found the whereabouts.
I'm going to let you decide if the sum is greater than the parts, though. I'm going to let you evaluate this as consumers of this vicariously through me.
It's the
Perfectly.
Welcome to the Chug Yard.
The Chug Yard? Is this where you get to chug the goo?
No. This is where Gizmo lives. And it's very obviously a former train station. Get it? The Chug Yard.
Oh, the chugga. Yes,
Chugga
okay.
You gotta think with more whimsy.
You're right. You got me all thinking about Chris Redfield, who is not whimsical in the slightest. That's my bad.
Listen, I've seen some of his alternate outfits. He is whimsical, okay?
You know what? That's fair. Capcom gives us the ability to make any character a whimsical character in Resident Evil.
Bullets everywhere.
I like how the narrator was like, bullets everywhere when I summoned a lightning bolt from the sky.
I think that tracks. It could play into the whimsy of this.
It's true. I want to point out that I just leveled up. You might be curious what max level is. It is level 99. I have no idea how many runs it'll take to get there.
Is there anything that being not level 99 restricts you from in this run?
Not really. I have a theory that it might be easier to run this game on like a new game plus 1 or 2 than it is to run on a 7 or 8. Because the enemies level up alongside you. So while you do more damage per second and you have different items and you have more resistances, so does everything else every time you boot into this game at a higher level.
My mouth has been open this whole time. I'm sorry. You got on a rocket and you guided the rocket to crash into that wall?
Yeah. I rode
Amazing.
that rocket.
Amazing.
Rocket like Marvel Rocket?
It's a wonder some of these
Rocket Raccoon and Biomutant, is that the secret origin story?
Yep. I think so.
This is Gizmo.
Yes.
I need to.
He's got a really cool chair.
It carries
Gizmo's
absolutely.
Yeah. I like Gizmo.
There's our morality system again. I'm gonna try to ignore them as much as I can.
Hard to be grateful, but Gizmo, he can't. You should. There are more.
All right. So I have to go to Skronk Salvage, At which point,
short of
I will be
breath
sent
and
to find
depth to
another
this zone.
NPC named
Better
Moog.
take care.
Moog is a
He who
carnivore, and so
half
he's not allowed to
breathes
live with the tribes. That's a whole tension of this game. So there are like 3 overarching storylines. There's the trauma story about
your eyes on
grief
me.
and cycles of violence, of like, do you seek retribution for people who have wronged you? There's the environmental storyline. There's like a solidarity and like, do we work together or do we let it burn storyline? There's how do you protect your communities as a storyline? Like, should we oppress our oppressors back is an actual ethical question of this game that it asks. There's so much going on here.
Such heavy questions for such a
Yeah.
whimsical, cute experience.
Yeah, it is
Now it's just off
disarmingly
track.
cute for how dark the story actually is.
I was gonna say, I have questions, but I'll ask him.
I might have
in a few
answers.
minutes.
He's been
I'll
with the
ask him in a
wrestler.
minute.
Thought he noticed.
I'm trying to get the the gist of the storyline a little bit.
Oh, listen. I mean, Big Scared, we both are familiar with speedrunning games that don't have stories that actually make that much sense. And it sometimes it's just part of the charm that just
The grease
layers right on
monkey's
top of
neck
it.
bone is built
Listen,
sturdy,
this is no
just
ghost
like
blood,
himself.
but it might just be the game ever. I will let you decide if it is the game of all time. But it might be the game ever. It sure is something that exists. I'm gonna slap the hood of this
You're
Mecton and
about
say
to
there
witness
is so
the
much game in
breathtaking
here.
vistas of what's known
Yeah, it
as
looks
the
like it
dead
is.
zone.
This is, you know, if Konami was just a little bit nicer, this could have been what Phantom Pain was, you know?
What a
Is
thrill!
still evil that the moon hangs on to. A battery be better.
This is Moog. His storylines
This one's
are
in- says
all
a Moog
hunting
set
quests.
choosing what you might- It's
There's a
hard.
series
Says
of quests
it's
where you have to
wonders what says
slay
you should be afraid, but enough that he
mid-range
says that
large
he's not
creatures
right now.
and
Thinks
retrieve
Moog,
their
fortunate
poop.
there's no- says it's-
And it is very literally labeled poop. And he makes something out of it that you have to bring to
Let's see.
someone else. I love this man, but they are probably very smelly.
That is likely.
I was gonna say like a smelly poo poo.
They're definitely a stinky baby.
Got it.
It has references from Elden Ring too. The loathsome dung eater. And
Yes.
Biomutant as well. All the crossovers.
Dung eater.
All the origin stories. Turns
So
out, hey, if you
much.
want to know how Elden Ring's world got to the way it is, you have to play Biomutant first, it seems.
Sneaking around.
Rise, tarnished one,
Yes.
and fight the Toxinol Corporation.
This also has a giant tree, I'm just saying.
It does, it does. So we're here at Squip Hollow. We previously acquired gum quacks as our distraction
knock the
tool.
lid off
This
that
time we are going to
sludge.
get
It'll
squips.
fill the place up and you
Squips
can
are
put
incredibly
that
cute,
there.
but they are living things. And I want to caution you that they are distraction tactics, so you should not get attached to them.
Got it.
They are very cute, though.
You need
Oh,
to
that's
line
gonna
up
make
the
it hard to
switches
not
so
get
they
distracted
match.
by them.
Yeah. Don't name them, chat. Don't do it. Chat, you should name them.
Good. That's it.
Can I name
This
it?
won't be
Puff
a
Puff?
field trip. It's the real
Yeah,
thing.
this is Puff Puff right there.
I would love to see what everyone in chat has to name. Let's go, chat.
We have to catch 5 of these. They're gonna
Legs won't
spawn
help
and
it
run
now.
away from me because unfortunately they probably know what's gonna happen. They are very cute. Hey, come back here. Hey, come back here.
Look at them. They're so cute. They look
Yeah.
like little foxes.
I want one.
And
They are
so,
adorable.
Every
like,
little
the
bit helps.
tension of we're saving ourselves from these big things that are eating us, and we're gonna feed these little things to the even bigger thing is very interesting to me, right? Like, we have these, and we have our funky little guy that's fighting for life, but our little funky
Now,
guy
you
does
look
not care
like
about
a
these.
gunslinger, but Are you really a wheeling dealing son of a gun?
And are you a wheeling dealing son of a gun?
heard
I was
that.
gonna, yeah.
And you know,
Do we want to hear some of the names from chat?
Double the grip for
Absolutely.
twice the damage.
Awesome. So we have his Winker Wonker,
perfect.
Little Frankie,
Oh, Frankie!
Grimathy,
Grimathy!
and then Dundurklees.
Dundurklees.
Nothing
I
beats
love
your
it.
own
Thank you.
package.
These are perfect
Or like-
names.
Or like the god Dundercleese.
Yes.
Like,
I think Dundurklees is probably more accurate. We got Scrambles the Death Dealer.
Scrambled the Death Dealer.
the hurricane from Metalocalypse. It's a good reference.
He says it's not his gizmos. It's
All right, we have to go make our way over to Jumbo Puff,
Puff,
which means we have to cross the most toxic part of Toxinol's wasteland, the dead zone here. We're gonna teleport back to Moog, and then from there, I'm gonna take a perhaps not the most intuitive
this
route,
really
but we
led
are going to
somewhere.
take a
Now,
very
most
clear
of
and
them
direct
lead to
route, which
disaster.
involves a combination of using our mech ton to like jump backwards. We're gonna ride our Ganote and Yoshi it into a tar pit, and we're also
won't
going
last,
to
so
do some
enjoy the
really
ride.
cool gliding over a vista. But before we can do that, we have to traverse our way through this ravine of funk. Fun fact, if you are not in the Mechton and you don't upgrade your Funky guy, this is a hypoxia zone, and your character will not be able to survive in here.
The game is cute, but also your very cute character can die from hypoxia. Gotcha.
Okay.
Hypoxia is not the only danger zone in this game. There are bio-waste zones which glow radioactive green, and then there are radioactive zones which glow purple. There's also heat zones which are largely just plains full of lava, and then there are ice zones which are caves that if you walk inside without the right armor on, you will literally freeze solid.
Oh,
Okay.
it's a cruel world out there in pre-Elden Ring Biomutant.
It's a puffy puff world.
Yeah, puff eat puff world. Well said, well put.
We're gonna run away from Smushganeg here because we don't want to fight them.
Okay, but can I see Smushganeg? That sounds adorable.
We will see another Smushganeg.
Okay.
That particular one is a jerk, and if we get too close, it will knock
Gotcha.
us off our mount. And if it hits our mount more than 2 times, it will despawn our mount, and we'll have to like run away and then respawn our mount.
Understandable.
I love all these names. Here. Just, oh, I love it.
I will miss the Smushganeg in accordance with
Shop, shop.
the
That's
luck of the
one
run.
Just over there. Go for it.
My personal favorite of the random named things you fight is Mip Tunkleduns. Keep an eye out for Mip Tunkleduns.
That's a perfect name.
Yeah. All right, our boss music is in, which means we've landed on the right section of funk.
There's no time to look back.
Let me just boot
Too
scoot
busy
over there
moving on.
to Jumbo Puff Arena. You might be wondering why I'm going backwards. You get the most thrust by moving any direction but forward with this thing. It moves like a crab. And so I'm trying to keep it at angles or jumping backwards. If you are photosensitive, the second phase of this fight has a lightning effect that might affect you. Please take care of yourself. This boss will take less than 5 minutes.
That's a jumbo puff with an appetite. Ain't
That
no
puff.
fuzz. Better put an end
How do
to
we
it
feel about
before
this
it
one?
hens
Just as
our
cute?
world.
Kind of reminds me of
think so.
Doom. Like the worms in Doom.
Reminds you, yeah, sandworm
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah, I like the sandworm energy. But with Cookie Monster fur.
Yes. Luckily, I did bring it a cookie.
Biomutant connected to Dune confirmed. Timothy Chalamet will be in the sequel, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Is that the origin story of Liza P? We've connected the universe.
Incredible.
Everyone, put an F in chat for the squips. I'm so sorry.
Hardly even got to know them.
All right, this is the cycle with the photosensitive effect. You probably see why I warned everyone.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Phase 3 is going to have a very intestinal segment, so
Oh.
please plan ahead.
Okay.
My stomach rumbled when you said that, and I don't know why.
You're hungry for a squib? I brought an extra.
Oh, perfect.
I don't know how to feel right now.
I like how the health changes into infinite health for the time being.
Yeah, they can't be hurt in certain scenarios. You have to knock their guard down. And there are QTEs where if I had pushed square there, I could have like yoinked its tongue out and there would have been a whole cool animation that does damage. It's faster on this fight to just take it.
Start like a snack, and you'll end up with a ride down the intestinal
Now, Astrid,
canal.
I know that
That's
you're not
too
like
close to
a
the end
biologist or
stage. Better move
anything,
on.
right?
No.
But I am curious
Bowel way.
how you feel about this particular lesson in Too Big Anatomy.
What a super-sized worm.
I mean,
Who would have guessed it would go there?
I'm
You
also a
see,
fan
what's on the
of
inside that counts.
Gears
That
of War
meaty
2, and
Taurus is
that has
already
a
off-beat.
similar depiction
Indeed.
of the inside of a giant creature. So at this point, I'm convinced that's
But
what
in
giant
Gears of
creatures
War
look like from the
2,
inside.
Did you climb from the stomach directly to the heart?
Yeah. Oh wait, this was
Climbed isn't the word I would use.
You know, that's so valid. All right, we're going to
He's
invite
helped out
Gizmo
if he
here.
Just Gizmo
This
if
little
he knows
cutie.
It's not the
So,
Hi,
what we have to
Gizmo.
do if you... But you...
Hey, it looks like Ori to the right.
He's been thinking Gizmo
Ori.
understands.
All right. At
Ori
this point-
also, of course, canonically affected by Biomutant.
Yes. How do you think the Will of the Wisps was formed?
Well, obviously through I have forgotten the name of my favorite character that I haven't met yet.
Wiz Tinker Tonker?
Wiz Tinker Tonker, thank you. I'm glad
knew.
that you knew.
Yeah.
I was like, how am I forgetting? This is the greatest name for an NPC I've heard in a while.
Out of Date.
Out of Date is going to send us on a small detour to deal with a character named Lupa Lupin. Lupa Lupin is the specific carnivore that
You
ate
should
our
get
Muma.
these half-sense
And the
books.
reason why Lupa Lupin ate our Muma specifically is because our Muma recognized that his Muma was a carnivore and was eating our people. And so our Muma literally invented Wung Fu to go take down his Muma, succeeded, left him a traumatized orphan. He decided to grow up and have retribution, leaving us a traumatized orphan.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
When did Lupin the Third meet Doctor Strange?
You know, I don't know, but I would love to watch that crossover.
Because when I heard Lupin and then I heard her mom, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Now, I've been talking a lot about our Muma. We're never gonna meet her on this run because obviously she's not alive. But if you were playing this on a new game run with a fresh file, you'd be forced to do a whole prologue segment where you go back to being a youngling and you meet Out of Date before he was named Out of Date. In the past, he's named Best Before and he looks like Elvis.
Amazing.
But Best Before and your Muma teach you Wung Fu, and you essentially beat up a bunch of your schoolyard bullies to retain your memories. Since we're playing New Game Plus, we don't have to do
carefully
any of
here.
that. We start
This
with all of the
is
abilities we would be
Lupa
getting through that
Lupin's
process. This is Lupa Lupin. He is preparing Ganote for dinner.
Alrighty.
He says he knew. That's what he marked his
looks
humble
friendly, doesn't
he?
business, a deep
He's gonna be a reasonable guy, right?
I'm sure. Surely from one disgruntled, frustrated person at one Mooma to another, you know. I can see that diplomacy has failed, however.
Diplomacy was never an option. This man has always been stinky, and yes, he is using a leg as a bludgeoning weapon.
I was wondering about that. Is that really like
Yes.
a chicken leg?
That is a ganote leg.
Ganote leg. Oh, that makes me.
It's okay. This fight is 3 rounds long. I mentioned that Lupa Lupin is also our final boss. When we re-encounter him at the end of the game, it's going to be a 6-round fight.
Oh wow, so double.
And each of them get consecutively harder. You might notice that he's kind of just standing around here. It's because with this particular melee weapon, I can do up to 1,500 damage per hit if I crit. And it kind of stun locks him. But if I don't land those, he can hit you in grab cycles that will stun lock you and put you in a very poor situation. I have been beaten by this man many times. But it's okay. We need our mount to show up. Where are you? Are you off the cliff?
Aww.
All right. We gotta go check in with Out of Date, and then he's gonna send us off to go find the Ganote Groomer. She's a lovely character named Nako. And as far as I know, this is one of 2 or 3 expressly femme characters in
Out
the
of date.
game.
He says he out of date. He says
Okay.
Out of date.
I always ask this question: what got you into Biomutant, and then what got you into the speedrun? I know I've asked this before with a different game, but I'm curious about this one.
Yeah. So this is a game that I have, over the course of my experience with it, brainwashed myself into liking. My first playthrough, I was very contested about because I wasn't braced for the whimsy. I ended up with a copy through PlayStation Plus because it was given out as one of the free games in Q4 of 2022. And so if you are a PlayStation Plus user and you've been redeeming your games over the past couple of years, you probably also have this in your library. But one day I just randomly booted it up because in the description it was just like, Soulsborne, choices matter, open world RPG. And I was like, And then I bounced off it really hard. About 6 months later, I decided to stream it as an incentive because I was like, haha, I'm gonna play games that are not good. And so I booted this up. And then about 15, 20 hours later, I had finished the experience and it was living rent-free in my mind. And so at that point, I was like, okay, this game is cursed. I can't stop thinking about it. How fast can I get through it? And I just started playing it again. And my second time through took about 5 hours. And then I looked on SRC and there was no New Game Plus route. I realized everyone had been playing on New Game on PC with a down-patched version of the game. And so just randomly, I popped into their Discord and I was like, hi, any chance of maybe adding New Game Plus? I know this game isn't super active because at this point there hadn't been any fresh runs for like 2 years. And the mods responded very quickly. They're like, if you build it, we will make it for you. And so I rose to the expectation and I did the thing. And here we are.
Yay!
Excellent.
That is
great job.
Yeah.
And now I'm at the point where, yes, this game is cursed. Yes, it does things that make me frown. But for the most part, I'm laughing at it. It's a fun experience for me these days.
Can I just say that that's such speedrunner brain? Just like, it's like, wow, I can't stop thinking about this game. What would happen if I did it really fast?
Yeah! And since I've been learning the run for this game and practicing it, it has opened me up to different types of runs. I've been entertaining more expansive and more substantial speedruns. I've been eyeballing things like Death Stranding and Zelda, which are games that up until I played this, I had never considered as speed games. And so I think just embracing the experience in and of itself has been really like healthy and beneficial for me.
What are you talking
It's been a
about?
nice
This is
detour.
Death Stranding.
You know, you're right. Norman Reedus has never looked better.
Wait, where's Norman Reedus?
Right here.
Made you look.
Wonderful.
Made you all look.
This means you have a choice to make. Which
You got me. But yeah, this is just something that, like, it started as a meme, and then it became
This
a, okay,
region is
seriously,
known as
though, what
the
if I did
Canuck
this?
Stones.
And everyone in my
You can't
community
find a
supported it,
harder
and so
place
here we
in the
are.
world.
I
I
love.
think that's the way
I
a
love
lot
that.
of speedruns have happened.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
and
gonna give a
I
shout
love
out to
it.
Flurky Flat real quick. That is a brilliant name.
Flurky Flack?
Sorry. Flurky Flat.
Flat. Oh, flag, not flag.
Climbing
Oh, or
down
not.
is
Okay.
harder
Yep.
than climbing up.
Please continue.
Nope.
The Gnote pen. Nocco never leaves this place. She's
that's
always
so
put
good.
the living things first. Let's see.
I don't know if I could do. I'll go with Wiz one. What was Wiz? Hold on, Wiz Tinker. Wait, Wiz.
Uh-huh.
Wiz Tinker Talker.
Nooks, she wants
You got it.
That's
Let's
easy.
go.
Best
name.
She says
Best
the
name.
You
Now, I did
Asks, you
tease
can't.
a
So
very
I'd
special
like
amount that I
to
call
let
the
you have
Azure
the major-
Chin.
you should- it's
We
the
will be
most-
obtaining him soon. But before we can do that, we have to do a couple simple fetch quests. First, we have to go get him. Then we have to go acquire an item known as a Bonbon Gummy. And then we have to acquire the Sit Tight off of the Mecha Majut, which is a very cool ride.
Mecha Macha?
That's the whole name?
Yeah, I was gonna
The
say.
Sit Tight is an item that you acquire from the Mecha Majut. They're two different
Okay.
things.
Can you say that
Um,
5 times fast for me, please?
You gotta acquire the Sit Tight from the Mecha Majut. You gotta
Found
acquire
the
the Sit Tight from the Mecha Majut. You gotta acquire the
Watch
Sit
out
Tight from the
for
Mecha
the
Majut. You gotta,
Oh no!
you know, these are brilliant tongue twisters. After the Mecha Majut, you have to acquire Bang Powder, and I want to say Glitter Moths. Oh wait, no, not Bang Powder. That's later. We have to get an unbanged Pyro Stick and Glitter Moths.
It is hard to find your pyro sticks unbanged in the wilderness nowadays.
That's what I was.
True. Yeah, yeah. I hope you're ready. This whole arc is just genuinely a
Now
delight.
that she says that the major, she says it's easy.
Bomb
Right.
Gummy. I actually kind of.
Where did my ride go? You know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to go over here and respawn it. Perfect. And then I'm going to immediately Yoshi it again.
Yoshi. Sorry. Just to give some context, I have a cat named Yoshi.
Yes!
So I'm very, very Yoshi in this.
Don't let your mount ignore you.
So, how do we feel about slacklining?
What?
I've never thought of it until this very moment.
Did you know that one of the main modes of traversal in a casual playthrough is slacklining?
What?
I know.
This really only happens a couple times in the run. This is the major point in the run where we have to do some slacklining. Otherwise, we won't get our Bonbon Gunny. So enjoy.
Nice and steady. Nothing could stop.
I feel like. Wait, what? I can't even say it
Our
now.
Bonbon Gummy.
Bonbon Gummy is like a drink of some sorts.
That's a cranks like
It's a
these
gumball.
usually need to be wound.
Excellent.
Oh, it is a
Expensive.
gumball. Okay. I'm dead after that
What
one.
you see is what you get. Once you shouldn't be surprised if you stumble on more.
It's
of
a
these.
gumball.
It's an electro panel.
I want to point out
Closed
some of
loop
the
that pushes
side
voltage
quests
spark.
for this
Flick
game
the
because
switches in order
I
to
mentioned when we
green light
started the
current
speedrun only
and
touches
activate the
30%
electrons
of
in
the
panel.
story content and
Good.
missions in this game. There are side quests that require you to find and use treadmills. There are story quests that require you to find and unclog
its
toilets.
attention,
If you
she's in
unclog all the
Bio-
toilets,
if
it gives you a
it's
legendary
secret.
weapon that is literally a bowl brush. Yes.
Amazing.
There is
It's
a
a
side-
legendary weapon. Is that like really good?
It's very rare. There's only one in the game and it can't be crafted. It is not a good weapon.
Oh. it's something you hang on your wall kind of thing.
It's a trophy weapon.
Yeah.
Similarly, another really fun trophy weapon is the comedically oversized toothbrush, which you get for finding a man that is literally stuck in a tar pit and washing him.
Wait, what?
No time to graze. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. I have the toothbrush. It is very large.
It's a large toothbrush.
It's like 3 times my size. It's a melee weapon.
Finally
Perfect.
found the village of
Can you use it to
Bummedoff.
clean?
No. And it
Aw.
is not particularly strong. It only does like 300 damage per hit. As opposed to the sword that I'm holding, which does 900 to like 1500 per hit.
So you're telling me using the toothbrush is very, very counterproductive?
Yes. While you will be cleaning up the environment, it will not be a particularly offensive task. Yep. There's also a very fun side mission where if you make it to the top of the map, where we're not going to go today, there is an abandoned airport with my favorite NPC in it. His name is Saul. He's very, very tall, and he pops out of a tiny suitcase and asks you for books. And so you have to basically go around finding the pages for his book. It's so wholesome and precious, and I will
The
protect Saul with my
Smilo
whole heart.
Shopperia. Guess
What-
shopping
what-
here
what
puts
is the
a
book
smile
called?
on your face.
They don't tell me.
Oh.
They're
Can
just
we-
like, go find it.
Okay. Can we name the book?
Is the Necronomicon confirmed?
Yeah. We're gonna let chat name
You
the
need to
book.
line
What
up
is
the
the
switches
post-human,
so they
post-apocalypse book called?
I would love to see the answers.
Good. That's
Good. The first time I played through this, in fact, like the first several times I played through this, I thought the narrator was the
Now, you
same
need to
person that
loosen
narrated the
bolts
Stanley
without
Parable.
rattling the mechanism.
It is not. They just sound very
I
similar.
see the similarity. Yeah.
That's it. The wind is like
right.
Well, that's
Sorry.
the sit tight.
Yep, we got the sit tight off of the Mechamajut. And since I have climbed onto the Mechamajut, our friend, the really cool Ganote, has been replaced by it. This is required. We have to ride the Mechamajut for one mission.
Now that the
And then we'll
she's
be able
gone,
to
you'll
ride
find
our
their
friend
small-
here, the actual Majut, the Crimson Chin, the
Oh,
Azure
just
Chin.
the. Oh, I'm so excited for the Azure Chin. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, I'm laughing for many reasons between the Azure Chin and the. I want to read some of these names on the
Do
book
it.
that we
Read
think-
him.
Okay.
Read him, Rue.
Counterintuitive. Darkhold, the Wasteland, the Wasteland of you, of course. Twilight. How to make friends and influence puffs. DM's guide. Wiz
This place
Tinker
is called
Tonker
Bright Light.
Momocon.
Meters close by.
And the great Googly Moogly.
With the work figures that you found, hopes you
I appreciate the
I'm
great
dead.
googly moogly because it does sound like things were in part named by Frank Zappa in this,
Yes.
and it's wonderful.
Yeah, it has incredible Zappa energy. And maybe that's part of the reason why I vibe with this game so much.
That is fair.
Now, the Mechamajut here is a really cool ride. It's one of the fastest in the game, but it has terrible handling. And if an enemy so much as like gestures near you, it will fall over and have a very prolonged getting up animation.
Oh no.
Yeah, it cannot take a hit for nothing. And it's also very quiet. And so if you're trying to summon it, you have to listen very carefully. Otherwise, you gamble it being spawned like off a cliff or something, which is very common. I hope you enjoyed the slacklining because we're about to get another forced slacklining and platforming section, which is exactly why I came to this game as a Soulsborne game.
Of course.
You know? The journey that we're being taken on is incredible.
So the
There really
glitter-
is just so much.
Yeah. Okay, is there gonna be glitter?
It is very
Like
sparkly.
walking down a trail.
Glitter
Oh,
might
I'll
not be
take
the
sparkly.
accurate word.
Okay.
What do you think a glitter moth is? What do you think they're
The one
trying to
likes to
actually
fall.
describe?
Fireflies?
That's what I'm
Yeah.
assuming. Yeah.
It's a firefly.
Aw, I love fireflies. I think they're so cute and romantic in the nighttime. And they just sit there and light their little butts off. It's adorable. It's so romantic.
It's kind of romantical.
Yeah.
Hey, I was wondering if you'd like to go with me to the Glitter Moth Cave. It's real nice at night.
It is. Come
Definitely.
look. Come look. This is the Glitter Moth Grotto.
Glitter Moth Cave
And it
is
is
right
technically
here.
nighttime right now. You might not know it because the sun is still out, but it is.
Oh, they're lighting their butts.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
Hey, look. Listen.
Oh no.
Over here. Link.
Perfect.
So we
10
have
out
our
of 10 though
distraction
would
tool.
take my crush there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, there's a whole thing with
That's
the
enough.
crush.
She wants
I wonder. I'm curious about all the crushes in
the
the
hoof
GDQ
puff. She
universe.
needs soap. It reminds
Ooh.
I would like to have like a diary of like, or like the ultimate guide or the ultimate way to see all the GDQ crushes. Let's see all the web of who likes
We
who.
must infiltrate the registry of GDQ crushes.
Yes, there you go.
We
Thank
must
you.
recover it for posterity.
Yes, exactly.
This is Mip Gug. Mip Gug is a jerk. Mip Gug is a very aggro enemy that likes to spawn in front of you on your path, and so we got really lucky there that it did not do that
night
thing.
covers the land.
The cool thing about Mip Gug is it has a horn and it's red. There are very few types of the Ganote, the Gug is one of them, that are in warm colors. There's like 2. All right, we are on our way to Hoof Puff. Hoof Puff is a very, very interesting
A brick rack like that is
big
like a
little-
gift to unwrap.
little dude. They are baby, but they are also a menace. So I'm curious.
Understandable. A lot of the babies in this do seem to be quite the menace.
No, this one is extra baby and extra menace.
Extra baby and extra menace?
It's extra. It's double
Wait.
the baby, double the menace.
Wait, so isn't it Menace League Baby the extra?
It might be so baby that it becomes illegal.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, we have the expert here. CutieRoo, get ready for a ruling. We may need one.
How about you
Yeah.
do this with me, Astrid? I want
I
your
can
help.
do that.
I want some.
All right.
All right.
I got you.
I'm gonna have you evaluate the Hoof Puff at all 3 stages because it
Okay.
has a 3-phase fight, and each one is incredible and very different from the one before it. This is Hoof Puff.
Aww, Hoof Puff.
Poof puff.
love his little teethies.
Oh, wait. Oh my goodness, Hoof Puff looks
Oh
like
my-
Monsters Inc. I love it.
All right. I'm gonna rule. This is legal. This is legal.
Okay.
I'll
Well, check
say
back in
that.
phase 2.
I
What
better
do you
confer
think?
with CutieRoo. Yeah.
Legal or illegal?
Legal. I'm on the legal side. I have
All right.
my
This is still some legal cuteness.
yes.
We do have to hog tie the Hoof Puff so that way we can expose its puffs and deal with it. I do
Aw.
think it's interesting that they call this Hoof Puff even though it's not a hoofed creature.
What?
But, you know,
what,
that's
what?
just me being a pedant.
Wait. Okay. Explanation of hoof features.
Like, I'm thinking like things with hoofs.
Oh. Like hoofs. Like hoops.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's got like paws and claws.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
have
yeah.
hoofs.
Yeah, that's true. It's not like a horse or
No,
yeah.
but neither is the thing that I'm writing. And maybe
Yeah.
that's okay.
Do they all have claws and paws?
Yes, even Merc Puff, which is an aquatic animal.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
That's
What is that
fascinating to
goo
me.
be doing?
Oh no.
Oh no, it's okay.
No. Hoof Puff.
So Hoof Puff Phase 2 is the reason why I debate whether this boss is harder than Porky Puff. Because in Phase 2, Hoof Puff will get a ranged attack that is very, very strong. And it will stun lock you. And it will knock you out of the range you need to be within in order to do damage to it. So if you think this part of the fight is a little stinky, I regret to inform you, the rest of it is worse.
I love how you said that.
This just has, like, what have we seen in here? We have Shadow of the Colossus, Death Stranding, immersive sim, Monster Hunter game. It's everything. It really is the game. I'm starting to think that.
It's the game of all time. You don't need another game. All you need is BioMutant.
Yeah, finally, a reason to not have other games.
Now, I mentioned it gets a ranged weapon. How do we... Still cute? Legal or illegal?
Oh, I feel mesmerized by this this new effect, but
I feel like it's a No, it's a. Ooh, what kind of bird is it? I feel like it's a
peacock?
A peacock? Yeah, maybe a peacock. I don't know.
It's giving peacock energy. It's also giving, like, bird of paradise energy.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I love it. I actually love it a lot.
Yeah, this is a phenomenal monster design. And the fact that we cannot get a Hoof Puff plushie in this economy is heartbreaking.
Yeah. I'm still trying to determine. I really kind of want one now. I want a Hoof Puff in my life.
We're gonna adopt the Hoof Puff?
Yes,
Take it home?
I want to take a Hoof Puff home and have it in my zoo.
Yes.
My imaginary zoo that I always want.
Listen, you deserve it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I petition to add the Hoof Puff to the Roo Zoo.
Yes. Petition. Petition. Everyone sign it, please. Join me. Oh.
No, you
Okay.
don't. No, you don't. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do that. That's very rude of you.
Okay. That's the only thing I can't do in the zoo, okay? I don't, all the damage to the zoo is going to cost a lot.
We're going to make sure we get the adequate enclosure for it, so that way we have responsible handling of our Hoof Puff.
it's true. The walls should just be as high as are in this, like, quarry that we're in right now.
Now,
This is-
I gave you a warning that there's some intestinal journeying for Jumbo Puff. Hoof Puff is about to get a really upset stomach. So, if you are the type of person that gets upset about people with upset stomachs and the consequences of having a really upset stomach, maybe it's a good time to look away from the screen for like 5 minutes. Maybe even mute it. There are some sound effects that could potentially upset you if you are this person, you know? Take care of yourselves.
Huh.
Come on, let me have your last kneecap, please. I need it.
Oh dear.
Now, when I say the floor is lava, I mean it. But here's the part that sucks. The ranged combat is still in effect. You
Oh,
see why
wow.
I said this is a very dangerous fight?
Yeah. Because now you have to avoid the green and the tail.
And you can be stun locked into a green zone. And certain cycles, Hoof Puff will just make a circle around them that is impenetrable, and you're either trapped inside or outside of it until it wears off. This has so much variability in how Hoof Puff attacks and responds to you that it is difficult to say that this fight is the same every time. I can say Jumbo Puff is pretty much the same fight every time. This one, different every time.
Interesting.
And we've had a pretty cooperative Hoof Puff so far. I've only had to heal 2 times.
Hoof Puff knows that they're being judged on the legality of their cuteness right now. Has to behave.
Yeah. Being a bad baby means cute points are tentatively reslotted into bad baby points, you know?
That's true. Yeah.
I'm not saying they're not cute, they're just a bad baby. I also want to point out that when they do this animation, I just want to scritch the top of their tail.
True.
I just want to give them a good scritch.
I only have one question. How did you get the feathers to come back so quickly?
That's a great question. I don't have the answer to it.
I'm sitting here going, there's like an infinite amount of supplies. It has to be regenerated somehow.
And yet the teeth don't grow back.
Yeah.
True. All that energy is going into the tail.
Yes.
But that's okay. We're just providing it with much needed dental care. They were very yellowed, and I'm pretty sure the Hoof Puff feels better, actually, now that we've done that.
You know, fair. Good dental work. It's hard to come by in a post-apocalyptic goo world. You thought it was hard to find an Elden Ring? Well.
Alright, it's gonna show off one last time, and that's the fight.
Good job. GG's on that fight.
Thank you.
Big GGs.
We are about to enter the most memeable part of the run.
Perfect.
Folks who have seen me do this before are probably already spamming your Sifu thanks you in chat. And if they're not, now's the time to start getting on that train, because your Sifu is going to thank us so many times over the next half an hour.
She wonders,
It's,
thinks that
I
the
hope
world
you're ready.
loves the- Any idea?
I'm ready.
What if you... But you know...
Now, for those of you who are keeping track, I mentioned we need a minimum of 4 people for the arc, 5 ideally. Nako is the only femme that is being invited on the arc. I don't know what the consequences of that are going to be, because nobody's gender is expressly named, but there is a, you know, a concern of like population retention here that perhaps
Let's see.
needs to be addressed at some point, but the narrator
Tell
here
it to
refuses
Gallop.
to acknowledge.
I'm still getting over the fact that this game also crosses over with hit game Sifu. It's incredible. Everything is in this video game.
And you age 1 year every time you die.
Just like Sifu. Oh my gosh. Legendary.
So, I mentioned this part is tedious. It's because we have to actually interact with the tribe war. I mentioned there are 7 distinct tribes. They are all funky little guys of their own right. They are not all furry. Some of them are lizard folk, scalies. There are some that are a little bit more avian in design, although they still appear to have fur.
You've located the
There are some that are like
village of
fuzzy reptilians, and then the bulk of them are iterations of trash friends. Folks that look like squirrels, raccoons, possums, that sort of ilk. They all have wildly different perspectives on how to address the ending of the world. We are going to ally with the Ankari tribe, who believes in solidarity and working together to solve your problems. They want to save the world ultimately. And the reason why I'm doing this is because if you ally with a good tribe, quote unquote, it is easier to persuade the Sifu not to fight with you. And so it saves time over the course of this section of the run to be a good guy. This is also the point in the game where it crashes! It's all right. We had a checkpoint right there. This happens
Perfect.
all the time.
That was a great time to have a checkpoint. I think that checkpoint was perfect.
So what you're saying, Big Scare, is this also crosses over with perfect games like Ghost Blood too.
Yes.
With
yes.
perfectly timed crashes as well.
Yes. Predictable and perfectly timed. Luckily, this game has an auto system that is exceptionally robust. We'll basically be able to just pick up where we were at. The downside is it's time loss, which is fine. There are no rules against crashes in the board specifically, so the run is still technically valid here. We can take advantage of the fact that the crash has happened to simply pick up where we left off.
Give it a little pat.
There you go. Tactical crash. Wonderful move. Brilliantly executed. Big Scared meant to do that.
Yeah, that
That's
was a
just part of those
strategic game
strats.
crash. Yeah, crash percent. We nailed it.
Yep.
Perfect.
And it was perfectly
You've
timed.
located the village of
I can't believe I called it the moment it crashed.
You did.
I'm like, I have a feeling it's going to crash. And
Your
it
voice
did.
did the perfect thing. This is the point of the game where it crashes. It was perfect.
It's over 9,000 crashes!
In the meantime, is it okay if I can like say a few announcements just to kind of get back
Absolutely.
on a little bit of a reminders of what's coming up for GDQ?
Absolutely.
We do have the
Says their
GDQ's
whip
next
says
all
their-
women and femmes speedrunning event, Frost Fatales, and it will be in March from the 3rd to the 10th. The schedule is now out. Use FF in Twitch chat to learn more. Remote volunteer submissions and prize submissions are now open, so go to gamesdonequick.com, Brain Patels for more info. And if you missed out any of our Hotfix shows, be sure to check out the VODs on YouTube. We are there, Games Done Quick. And also, if you are watching on YouTube, be sure to press that like button on the video and subscribe to the channel. Or you can always just watch us on our live shows, which is here on Twitch. Alrighty, back to our wonderful puff time.
Yeah. This is a sneak
You can go
preview of
ahead,
the
Bit.
Merc Puff, the beautiful baby, my favorite fight in the game.
Wonderful.
The Sifu says it's he now understands.
I sense you have a
deciding to-
question,
the Sifu,
Astrid.
well, the cruel
Oh no, I just wanted to point out
Their
on
king,
top
he
of
wants you to focus.
things that
These are the new
CutieRoo has
rival
announced
outposts
that
your tribe needs to
very
take
excited for
control
Frost
of.
Fatales, and you should be too. Me and Big Scared are both going to be in it, so if you like what you're seeing here, be sure to check out Frost Fatales as well.
Yeah. I will be running the chant at Frost
says
Fatales,
you'll
and then
regret
Astrid
not
will be
being on
running
their
both
side.
Trepang 2
The
and
only way
Dementium
you
2
learn their
HD.
secrets, Wong Fu and the
Whoop,
tribe
whoop.
weapon now
Definitely
is
be
if
there.
you defeat it,
FF.
and
Frost
that
Fatales
will
all the
never
way.
happen.
Mm-hmm.
You both have tells you once you
All right. So, Ankati tribe believes in solidarity. They like working together. We're beefing with the Pichu tribe. In addition to picking the Ankati tribe due to their moral alignment, I've also picked them for routing reasons. Their beef with the Pichu tribe enables me to have fast travel points in a region of the game where I will need them later on. Hello? Why are you
treat it
down
fair
there?
time and the mouth will return
And
the
so,
favor.
by fighting the Pichu tribe early, we can save some time on our Merc Puff side quests in the final act of the game. There are some alternatives we could do here. If we had gone and done the tribe war early, it could have lined us up for Porky Puff, or Jumbo Puff, or even Hoof Puff. But because I've routed this particular category to put the tribe war where it is, this is the most strategic route that I could think of at the time. That being said, the
Old
Pichu
brick
tribe
bats like that,
is a group of
sometimes
haters.
still full of
They
good
believe in allowing the world to end, and they specifically believe in allowing people who differ with them to suffer along the way, which is unfortunate
Wow.
because they're the ones with the trans pride uniform.
Oh,
I know. So, in order to enact some justice, I will be beating them up while wearing their own uniform at some point.
By the way, Astrid, I
Perfect.
liked your wow. I like to request another wow. I can't do it as good as you.
wow.
I love it. Thank you. I loved it.
I'm gonna cross the river here. Oh, I almost got sucked into combat.
Could have happened, but you escaped. That's
know.
that tactical maneuvering you just don't see in other open world games.
Now, I mentioned earlier that the way this game is described is often at odds with the way it exists. I have read descriptions of this game that call it a first-person shooter.
A first-person
Well, that's
shooter.
an interesting
Huh?
description.
Yeah, based off what you've seen, would you agree with that?
Totally not, but totally yes. So
Dawn must be coming soon. Because it's
Totally
awful
not.
Someone saw
right
the wire puzzles and they're like, that's first person right there. And it has shooting in it. That
that's
means
the thing,
it's a first person shooter.
This
So
game
are you
will.
telling me Resident Evil's
really,
first-person shooter? Depending on... like Resident Evil 4 is first-person shooter every time you do the puzzles?
Yes. Yeah, didn't you know?
It's a first-person shooter for the brief moments where you are not shooting but doing puzzles, but in first person. But later you do shoot.
Nailed
Yeah,
it.
exactly. That's a first-person shooter, all right.
Nailed it.
The thing that Resident Evil doesn't do, let me tell you, this game just puts it on the screen. You know exactly what puzzle you're doing in this game.
Yeah.
It just puts it on the screen. It says rotation puzzle, fuse puzzle, wire puzzle. There's no question what you're participating in that given moment.
Who needs key items when you can simply engage with a wire box in first person?
And then it becomes a shooter.
That enemy's name is Frizzle Lurf. I just like pointing that out because it's a fun thing to say.
It is.
Is that a new name possibility? Oh, never
I
mind.
got Baja blasted.
You got by Mountain Dew?
No, by the Snoddle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Named Mountain Dew.
Lonely hole outpost.
Like, you gotta look out for getting
Drive over the wall.
Baja blasted by the snoddles whenever you're going through Skyrim, that this game is.
Now we're on Skyrim.
Well, I mean, clearly, like,
I'm waiting-
we might as well have Elder
Since they
Scrolls
just
6
beat
right
the
here.
scout, says that
Listen, they don't need to make it. We already have it. It's
Exactly.
right here.
I'm
Precisely.
still waiting for The Witcher to show up.
Listen, they're just around the corner.
Yeah.
Can you not interact with me? I'm busy.
I'm excited for, like, Wiz Tinker Tonker to look just exactly like Geralt, and then it will be perfect.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I am so with you on that. 100%.
get in there and ruin that filter.
So are we now in our first person shooter phase?
Yeah, this is the first person shooter. Didn't you know?
Now I did it. Now I know.
Get ready.
Ah.
Now, you might be wondering what I just made. These are biohazard gas clouds. I'm literally burping on them.
Oh, you are?
That's what those green clouds are. They're my
Oh.
burps.
Interesting. Okay.
I like when you hit enemies and some of the sound effects are like, or like whatever that is.
I love the ring out sound where it's like ding ding ding.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
It really is a different world underground.
It really is a different world altogether, narrator,
Yeah.
and you should say it.
By burping. I like it. I like the fact that you are burping. That's actually kind of cool. You don't see that too much.
It's just natural. Just
Yeah.
nature things.
Yeah,
We're
you
the
just don't.
funkiest little guy, and our breath is bad.
What if it was like your breath was the best tasting breath ever? You know, like some of those like really smelly dishes are actually like the best ones ever.
True.
It could be
the
something
kind
like
of breath
that.
that makes other people hungry.
Yep. Yep. It just makes you want to eat more.
Got it.
I'm down for that.
Nothing but greasy goo.
So this was
I'm
a
not
sabotage
hungry.
mission. The specific reason we were doing all of these puzzles was because
Looks
we
like
put goo in
the
their
outpost
pipes that were
belongs
meant
to
to
you.
transport goo. Do you see why that's bad?
So that's gooey, right?
He says you
Yeah.
made them weaker, but they won't give up.
It's okay. Your Sifu
Your
thanks you.
Sifu thanks you.
Your tribe
Your
is growing
tribe
stronger.
growing stronger.
Wait.
Perfect.
I'm a Sifu?
No, this is our Sifu.
Oh, that's our Sifu. Okay, that's our Sifu. Okay.
So this is the bow that I've been using the whole game.
Says you did it. Figures
It
that-
is one of the most powerful weapons in the game. It also is effectively a shotgun. It is best at short range, close distances. And you can fire a flurry of arrows that come out in a cone-shaped radius. It's nice.
This, I'm
at
still like,
Look at our friend.
there's so much
Is that Sully?
things that have happened, and I'm still calculating. Like,
Revealing. It's okay.
yeah, like from the first moments when you like mentioned someone who I'm going to say is like Orville Redenbacher. Like, I'm like, I won't remember that name, and I'm gonna say it wrong later.
Perfect.
I'm sorry, but this mount reminds me of Sully from Monsters Inc.
Yeah, he's very good.
with paws. Actually, that is
This is
Sully.
what-
Sully has paws.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is just Sully on all fours.
Yeah.
This is what Boo saw crawling out the closet.
What drinking too much goo will do.
The underfoot out.
Oh.
Right where the Pichu tribe dug
We had
theirs,
Randall from
the
Monsters
tyrant
Inc.
who
earlier.
runs
We have
this
Sully now,
outpost.
and I'm about to
He
persuade
didn't
this
expect
man.
his needs a
Now, here's where it's
logical
important.
reason for
You
him
can
to
see here that we have a
surrender the
calculated
outpost,
risk
which
to
he
make.
can
I'm
recognize.
gonna pick the lesser
The
risk,
outpost
and it
belongs
paid
to your
off.
tribe now.
Because that was only like 50-50, there was a really strong chance that we would have had to do a combat encounter there. And if we had,
He
we would have
says you
fought an
made them
enemy known as a
weaker, but they
pijami,
won't give
which is a
up.
really big, like, alligator
Your
wearing
Sifu thanks you.
pajamas.
Your tribe
Oh,
is
okay.
growing
I was
stronger.
wondering. Thank you.
It
You
wears
answered
like
my
footy
question.
pajamas. It's very cute.
Oh, I can't wait to
Um,
see.
Now you're covered.
Yeah. Here's our face reveal. Look at our lovely character. I'm gonna immediately change out of this outfit because it has no damage reduction.
He says you did it. Believes
Your Tifu
And while we're
thanks
in
you.
here, I'm also gonna put our friend back on.
No, Yoshi.
All right. We're wearing our trans pride colors. We've got our Yoshi friend, and we are on our way.
Yay! That is.
Trans pride, trans rights, hell yes.
I like your excellent as well.
Excellent.
The plan is coming together.
Yes. I like one of the things I love about Big Scare, just as a runner, an entertainer, a streamer, is there's moments when I can just envision Big Scare doing those moments with like evil emperors putting their hands together, like everything is going exactly as I have foreseen.
Yes,
And-
good.
Yes, exactly.
My machinations.
at least you can feed this ride grass.
My machinations of joy and inclusion.
I imagine that happened a lot when you were
Time to
probably like
upgrade
routing
your
this one out.
clothes. This is high fluting, and there's an upgrade
You know, my
bench floating
hands
up
were
there.
doing something, but they were not doing the machinations thing. They were mostly gripping both sides of my face.
You know what? That's fair. The other possibility of routing a run.
The absolute despair of, oh no, I did this.
Yeah.
That's a bang
There's a
club
moment where
where
you're
Potsdam
routing something
used
and
to
you
make
go,
all sorts of splody things
it's
before
too
it
late.
blew
I
up in
can't
their
stop.
faces.
I can't stop routing this. I have to do the whole thing.
I must do it now. It must become real. I am become biomutant.
Destroyer of FPS.
Yes, destroyer of FPS.
Oh, that will never get old for me. I love that.
Watching it, you can
It's the
tell it's an
Minerva
open world
outpost,
RPG.
right where the-
It's
says
a
it's
first
freedom.
person shooter.
It's a rhythm
It's
game.
a survival horror.
Here's the
Yeah.
It's everything.
Careful of that pew pew Machina.
We have to watch out for the pew pew matching up.
The
I was
pew
gonna
pew
say-
machina.
I love it. I love the pew pews. Give me all the pew pews. That is legally cute. That is instant legally cute. There is no debate about that.
This game hasn't broken any cute laws yet, and we're happy to see that.
Better to bring it down.
Would you say that the natural order of cuteness has been retained so far?
So far,
Yeah. I would say.
Nice.
I would definitely say yes.
I'm about to do the most survival horror cliche in the world. I'm going to jump in this hole.
you're gonna go in the hole and it will load a new area.
Kind of like Dead by
Incredible.
Daylight
This place. No.
when you find the hatch to escape. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
How did you know DBD was one of my favorite games?
I read your mind.
Ooh.
I love DVD as well.
Great game. I've been thinking about the speed run, and it's daunting. I don't think
Oh,
I could
is
ever
it?
speed run Dead by Daylight. It's like a 2-minute speed run.
What?
Stay away
Oh, I
till you
mean,
take
yeah,
that thing.
okay.
It's
I could
safe to
wait.
get
Let me
rid
do
of.
some research now. I can see why though. 2 minutes is fast.
Now, the
though.
Sizzler sludge here is very dangerous. If you stand in it, you will become susceptible to fire. It's literally hot oil. They were trying to tar and feather us. My goal for this section is to keep the 3 dudes in the outfit that I'm wearing close as I can to these rockets. And Astrid probably already knows what's going to happen with these rockets.
I can't wait.
Holy moly!
It's
There's
literally
sorry.
I did absolutely just grab that person and yeet them.
You did. So, upon my research of Dead by Daylight speedruns, you are correct. Most of them are minutes, whether you're the killer or you're escaping, or even when you're doing the generator, it's 34 seconds. Maybe the hooks, maybe your totem. Yeah, it's pretty
There's some
fast.
really incredible, very short, like multiplayer speedruns. Another one that I've been eyeballing on is Apex Legends because they have a percent that is simply die. Load into the match and die as fast as you can. It's like 12-second runs.
That's
Brilliant.
actually that's
Perfect
pretty,
meme.
Yeah.
Just
Now, we're
jump
gonna
on
take a
that
shortcut here.
Get it lit. Ride that sprocket.
Right, that's Sprocket.
I love this.
Almost there.
Those are the kind of moves that like Johnny Knoxville was hoping to do. You know?
Yes. The secret protagonist, Johnny Knoxville, post toxification.
He says you
Yes.
make them weaker, but they won't give up.
Your
Your
Sifu
Sifu
thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger.
Thinks you did it.
All right, now that we've fought 3 outposts, we can challenge the actual leader of this tribe. I'm gonna try to persuade them, but sometimes they just get angry anyway and want to fight me. It is much easier to persuade the second batch of tribe quests because you will be interacting with another good aligned tribe that just has a little bit more of an authoritarian edge to it.
Through this.
So they can be persuaded as a light user much easier than this dark aligned group that we are approaching can. Where is my mount? Can you please spawn? No? Okay, that's fine. I'll go over here and try again. Now there it is. Perfect. Also, those are also Gnotes somehow. I don't question it anymore.
Wait. I have
The
questions.
thing with the big antlers,
Be a
yeah.
monster
I have
knocking here at
questions.
any time of
I
day.
might have answers.
So Gnotes. How does this work? I saw different. Are they different species? Different.
So, it's not really explained what's up with the Gnotes. What I've sort of gathered from my experience with this
brick-rat
game
that's still
is that
standing.
Gnote might
Now,
refer
that's
more
a
to like a classification of animals than a specific species.
This
I
is
am
the
envisioning Gnote as being
residence
like
of
a comparable term to Beast of Burden because it refers to so many different types of animals that all do the same task. They're things you
see.
ride. That being said, each individual species of Ganote does have its own name. And they do have their own peculiarities. They're not technically the same thing, but they are
There is a
essentially
found
the same
where
thing.
proximal
They're functionally the
processed
same, even though they're
produce.
not identical. I don't have a greater explanation than that, other than they just are. They kind of just are.
They are what they are.
Well, you know, good to note.
That was great. Oh, that was great. I love that one.
Astrid, you can't do that to me.
Oh, you can do that to me anytime, anywhere.
Find us a sunset to ride into.
Okay. So, the lovely person whose checkpoint I grabbed over by the last building, Gil, is someone we will be coming back to for Wiz Tinker Tonker's quest. I
Perfect,
mentioned
yes.
that we get a wide variety of mounts throughout the game. Gil is the specific NPC that unlocks the Peewee Gargantua. The Peewee Gargantua is a fuzzy whale that you can rescue and then ride.
Yeah, it is.
You have to literally cut it off of an oversized fishing line in a bandit camp. And then as a thank you, it wants to hang out with you. It's very wholesome. It makes a very ear-piercing, high-pitched noise. And it is faster than the boat, but it does not handle as well as the boat. And so there's a really big trade-off to be made. Additionally, it's not a required mount, and it does not show up in your inventory until you go collect it. So for the any % route, you'll never see it.
So people pilot like giant
Let's
floating whale thing?
Mm-hmm.
And they
they're-
just like tie it up to like a
They've
bike
been
stand
waiting
and it
for
just
you.
floats
better-
up there
they've
kind of?
managed
No,
it
you
because-
literally hop off of it, and it chooses not to go anywhere. It stands there and waits for you. I want to point out real quick, our quest is to find a bang ball. What do you think the bang ball is?
Is it a grenade?
Do you
It's a good
bang?
guess.
Is it a ball that you bang?
You know, that's also a very good guess. Bye, Yoshi.
It's like
The bang ball is something that contains boom powder.
Okay.
But the ironic thing about the bang ball is it's not ball shaped, it's just a patch of ground that we have to dig through. You
So,
Ah,
and then you found the
the
bang
metal
ball.
ground. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Or I guess you're sifting through like the boom powder.
Now that we have our boom powder, we can just go directly back to Sifu. He's gonna send us to get another item, which I'm just gonna
It's
let you
time to set
experience
the
the name of in
unit.
real time. But first, I must yeet these lovely people off of this cliff. Yes,
Oh,
it is
yeah,
faster to throw them off the cliff than it is to fight them.
That is fair.
That makes sense. Actually, that makes a ton of sense. This
Gosh,
really
this
is
game
open
is
world.
control too. Oh my goodness.
This is the Mega Muck
In
Puff.
that, hard work opens doors.
The Mega Muff Puff is something
Just
we will
get
not
out
be
of the
fighting.
Mega Muck's way.
What
We're
is
just gonna
that?
set it loose to cause chaos.
Okay.
Perfect.
What is that?
I mean, we've all been in those moments. You know, you're walking down the street and then the Mega Muff Puff starts running down the street and you're like, uh-oh, it's gonna be one of those days.
No, not like this. Not like this. Oh, I lived? I lived? I'll take it.
Brilliant moves. Expert playing. Perfect gaming. Some
Actually,
might
that was
describe
very
Big
ideal.
Scared as, like, best gamer. Like,
Oops.
you.
Oh, shout outs. Shout
Yeah.
out. Shout out to Big Scared as well as Astrid the Horror Girl.
As well as CutieRoo.
Yes.
And also,
Aw.
all the folks backstage at
But you just
GDQ
need to
that have been
aim
helping
straight,
us
shoot
out,
and
not
fall,
only
and the
with
gate
this
will come
particular
down.
hotfix, but
The
with
patient he
hotfixes in
didn't
general.
expect it would
Y'all
go
are
down.
dope.
He's not sure if
Very
he'll like
true.
him. He realized. Anybody home? The rival.
GDQ
Luckily, our
love.
persuasion
He'll leave it,
worked,
thinks
and we
it's a
did not have
with
to
that.
fight the
Side
Sifu.
by side, he wants you to focus.
So we don't have
These are
to
the
say
new
thank you,
rival
Sifu?
outposts your tribe
No, he's still
needs
gonna
to
thank
take
us.
control of.
Okay.
And he's gonna thank us at least 4 more times because we have to beef with another tribe.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
Now we have beef with the
He
Myriad
says you'll
tribe,
regret not
which on a
being
new
on
game
their side.
playthrough, your
The only way
narrator,
you learn their
which
secrets
I haven't even
will
unpacked what's up
fall
with the
on
narrator
tribe
yet.
weapon now is if
Our
you
narrator
defeat
will
him.
normally point us
And
toward
that
either
will
this group
never
or the
happen.
Jogni tribe.
Your Sifu is peeved, but
The
he's
Myriad
begun.
tribe
He says
believes
you know the
in
fate
saving the world, but they want to obliterate people who disagree with them. And so they don't
I
want to
see.
work together with people that they consider bad. And unfortunately, some of the people they consider bad are other good people. So that is why we have to go deal with them now. The Jogni tribe, on the other hand, they're just absolute haters. They want everyone to disappear, including themselves, which really is an ambitious goal. And I don't understand why anyone would ally with them. But I guess, do you?
metal
You do you,
ride.
boo.
Thanks to the
Yeah,
good
you
ride,
know,
you're
choices-
still dry.
This is a game where the choices matter in the same way that they do in games like Ghost
Cyberpunk?
Blood.
Cyberpunk?
And Until Dawn, right?
Until Dawn.
Dawn.
That's another one.
There it is.
There it is. Yep.
That was
Until Dawn was a good one.
the Dom outpost, shined up
Domp.
by the Myriad tribe.
This dump has been shined up.
That's fair.
There's the
I'm gonna
suffering.
immediately
Very
persuade
impressive
this
There's no
one.
way he'll surrender.
But
He
because
can
I have
recognize
effectively put down
the outpost
one of their
belongs
enemies,
to you.
they fold immediately. They
They're
don't
just
even
like,
care.
oh, actually, that sounds like a good
Says
idea.
You made them weaker,
Yeah,
but they won't give up.
it's okay. Your
Your
Sifu thanks you.
thanks you.
Your tribe is growing stronger.
Perfect.
He says you did.
All right. Nope, not this way. We go this way. Each tribe has a different layout to their fort, and so it helps if you are planning to play this game with any amount of repetition to figure out which ones you want to learn. Because not only is the layout different, the different puzzles you have to do to take over the forts are different, and the way that it encourages you to interact with the space is fundamentally changed. Myriad tribe forts, you have to always go out the front door, but you can jump out through the collision in a way that lets you go out over the fence. You don't actually have to wait to go through the front door. Whereas the Ankadi fortress is not in that boat at all. You have to go to the exit every time. And it's similar for the other tribes as well.
This is a quarrel spot.
Look, there's a Pijami. There he is.
Walls of this
Oh.
fortress
There he is.
action.
Oh, I love
my
it. I love it
goodness.
so much. And it's a bear.
It's a baby is what it
It
is.
was was like wearing some clothes.
Oh,
wearing
it's so
little footy
cute.
jammies.
I love it. Oh, that's definitely cute.
For a
On
beastie,
so many
this mount
levels.
is so gentle.
That was cute.
I'm glad
a
all
pretty
this is
baby.
legal.
Yes. Certifiably legal. Cute.
Now we have another sabotage quest. This one,
The Mitre Mop says they
it's interesting
just
because
says
all we have to do is
figures
punch a couple moth nests with our clonk fist.
That makes sense.
That's all we gotta do. There are people down here that we could fight, and they will try to get in our way, but
That's the
don't
moth
have
nest.
to interact with them at all.
Just get to it and destroy it.
Just punching these bulldozer infecta. Is that attacking you?
Yeah, that's what the big guy in that dude is named Bulldozer
Oh.
Infecta.
That sounds like such a cool wrestler name.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
And this is combustible rawhide.
Combustible rawhide.
Incredible.
In unison.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. And that's the whole mission. We have successfully sabotaged this particular fort. There's one more fort to talk to. They're going to want to fight. But that's okay. We're going to go get a pyro sizzler, I think, and deal with them. And then we'll be able to deal with the myriad Sifu, this guy. And then we'll be done with the tribe war, and we can forget this ever happened.
Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger.
All right, so we have 3
tribe
more.
Will stay strong.
We have 3 more thank yous.
He says you did a...
Gotcha.
And then we're going to get the coolest unskippable cutscene in the game, where we learn what true solidarity looks like. I hope you're ready for allyship in practice.
Absolutely. Let's go. I'm pretty excited.
You have things to do.
An unskippable cutscene in this game where I have been hanging out for this story, you know, and this will either make absolutely no sense or it will, I'll be like, yeah, I understood that.
I feel like this cutscene is one of the more comprehensible parts of the game.
Okay.
But we have to remember that the Ankari tribe believes in solidarity and working with everyone. And that does include the tribes that are genocidal. So there's choices that are being made all over the place here. And perhaps maybe this one is one that you might not agree with. And that's okay. This is about shaping the journey in the way that you, the player, find the most acceptable. Making it your own.
It is your own journey and adventure.
It is. Combustible rawhide yet again.
I want to
Combustible rawhide is a fave.
Freedom.
I was going to see when you were going to say it, and then I messed it up.
Once again, I'm just going to yeet these people into this very tiny moat because they can't swim.
Wait, I have questions. So you're burping them into this water.
So the burps are to keep them busy, because if they're hit with the green stuff, they just sort of aggro in any direction. It's like a confusion strat in Pokemon.
Okay.
And they can and will attack each other.
Give those
So while I'm busy throwing them, I will distract the others by burping on them.
Okay. I
Which
like
is
this.
an appropriate distraction tactic.
Absolutely,
I
I would be
to do it in a
distracted.
party.
Keep going.
Gate mechanics.
All right.
That cage is holding.
Now I'm gonna try to pin these 2 enemies down against the same wall, but they are squirrely, and not just in a physical sense. So it's not gonna work here.
Unfortunate.
It's all right. They didn't run too far. It's not uncommon if, like, one of them will run off in a corner and throw pot shots at me while the other one gets stuck on the terrain. So that could have been a lot worse. Once again, we do have to pick up a weapon that I would rather not pick up, just because if we skip it, the game will probably crash again. We want to control how often it crashes.
Yes.
A sharpshooter.
Now, there is an enemy in this arena that I'm going to ask you, is it legally cute?
Okay.
It's not any of these small guys. So once I deal with the 3 here that we can fight, the next one that enters the fray, I want your opinion on.
Okay.
I, of course, will defer my judgment to the high judge, CutieRoo. The
But you can roll
authority
with
on
me.
all things cute. Yeah.
Yes. Roll with me. I would love that.
All right, cute or intimidating? What do we think?
Sumo wrestling? Okay. I will say I have further inspection. Is
That
there?
reminds me of Big the Cat from Sonic.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Switched off.
Okay. I would say this is legally certified.
A barrel shoot.
Yes, this is legally certified.
Boom. You're in. Almost there. That looks splendid.
It's the amount of deliberation you put into that. Like, is it?
Well, what I can
Yes,
say
indeed.
is that I could tell by that boss that
He says you
there were
made them
pinchable
weaker,
cheeks there.
but they won't
Oh,
give
true.
up.
I just want to point
Your
that out.
Sifu thanks
Yep.
you.
True.
Your tribe is
Yep.
growing stronger.
Like sumo. Yep.
Nice
Things
little
you
pinchable
did, they all-
cheeks.
Yep. Pitchable cheeks. And it's legally certified.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I imagine that you have a stamp that you have to like roll in ink a little bit, and then you just slam that stamp down. Legally certified.
Yes.
The
Yes.
sky's getting grayer.
We need like
every moment.
a transparent GIF for you, CutieRoo, to just be like legally certified. Bam. And it just
Yes.
appears.
Yes.
Randomly on the stream. I would love that.
Yes.
That's actually a great idea.
Put a rubber stamp on it. I co-sign.
I would love that.
Frizzle-Lurf!
I love
just love that
Frizzle-Lurf,
name.
another great name.
Now, there is an item on this quest. I'm not going to state the name of it until we get there, because I will not be able to hold a straight face.
Okay.
I hope you're ready. It's a beautiful thing.
I'm prepared. I think.
That's the Myriad fort.
We just gotta check in with Seafood, and then they're gonna send us to go collect the item. Chat, don't spoil it. If you know the answer, shh.
Myriad Fortress is the most normal named thing that I have seen so far. And that's fine because it works in good contrast with the other things.
Let's see.
Well, in the meantime, is it okay if I just remind everybody about
They've
a
been
few
waiting.
things that are
You
going to
better
come
pick
up?
The plan. It's
Absolutely.
GDQ? Awesome.
Oh, this is the name.
Oh, wait.
The
Wait.
Sling Globber Fling?
A Sling Globber Fling. Oh, wow. That's a name.
Incredible.
That is a very, very name. The Sling Globber Fling has flung you to the sling, and you glob along the way to the fling, sling, globber, fling.
You just made that up. That's incredible.
Yes, I did.
Dr. Seuss would be proud. Please tell us about GDQ stuff.
Yeah. While we do that, I just want to remind everybody about a few things that are coming up. We do have Unapologetically Black and Fast will be live on February 16th and 19th. You can come celebrate by watching our 4-day event full of speedruns and Black Joy using command UBAF in Twitch chat for more info. Also, I would love to bring up Frost Fatales because that's GDQ's next all-women and femme speedrunning event. It is coming up in March on the 3rd through the 10th. The schedule is out now. These two lovely people are in it, and we are going to definitely watch them. I would love you all to say what you're doing for Frost Fatales after I'm done. And if you want to know more, just use the FF in chat. And they're also having remote volunteer submissions and private submissions that are open now. So if you want to go and do that, go to the website and you will type in Frame Fatales for more info. Now, I want to hear what both of you are doing in Frost Fatales.
I'm running the
The
chant.
day passes you by.
And Astrid.
I'm going
It's
to be
time that you
running
need to-
Trepang 2, and I'm also going to be running Dementium 2.
Woot woot. So
I'm
definitely.
looking forward to this so
Yes.
much.
Shout out to Horror Block.
Shout out to Horror
Indeed.
Block. I mean, the chant. I mean, I was there for the chant. That was a great
Oh.
one. That was
We
good.
remember the chant of Fright Fatales, and I'm so excited to show everyone how the run has changed since then.
Wait, it's changed?
Oh yeah, there's been a big patch.
Oh no. Okay. All right. I have questions, but I'm gonna have to do this not now.
You were also there, CutieRoo, when I showed Fright Fatales, the mooing zombies.
Yes, you. Yes, I
yeah,
love
they'll
it.
be back.
Yeah. I love the moving zombies. I still have
Just
questions.
need to create a spark to light a fire.
I, unlike Big Scare, do not have answers.
Nor do you want them.
I don't want them, no. It works better that way.
I'll just forever have my questions.
Listen, sometimes the zombies move. Sometimes they yell sail at you. It's just a beautiful world that we live in with the sound of indie games.
Yes.
And mooing zombies. Definitely have to watch that. I'm excited for Frost Hotels. That's going to be a lot. There's a lot of great runs.
Yes. All the runners are so incredible, and all those runs are just going to be so much fun to watch.
And we would not have such a stacked games list without the hard work of the games committee for Frost Hotels, so I just want to give a little thank you to them as well.
Nice crackle. Just get to work on it. Make it frizzle.
All right, we got to do tug of war. I hope you like mashing.
Whether you but you just
Heck
need to aim
yeah.
straight, shoot.
Champion
I just want to
Masher
match up
here.
tug of war against the door.
Wireclaw looks, he was
You did
hoping
it.
wouldn't. He
I did
thinks
it.
being
I don't like to
likable
fight,
isn't
though,
enough.
so-
He's realized that anybody
We
home?
win.
The rivals you are
Now, at
Yeah,
this
it-
point,
to you,
there
facing
is an
and
important
with that
choice to
side
make.
by he's
We
got to
could
lead the way.
decide
It's
to
the
continue
tribes
the
of
fight
Sir.
and fight
Do you
the
want to
other
heal
5
them?
tribes,
Better
or we can
say-
end it early, which is what we're doing here in a cutscene. This is what solidarity looks like.
Aww, I love
Perfect.
it. I love it so much.
We're restoring the world. We're putting in our work. Everybody's doing their part, whether or not they want to. We're all learning Wung Fu.
Oh, I love this so much. Oh, that's gorgeous. That is definitely cute. Certifiably
Legally cute.
cute. Yeah. I love this so much.
The tribe war is over. Ankati tribe wins.
Yay!
Incredible.
Yay! Now we can go
Yay!
fight the best boss in the game.
Excellent. Let's do it.
But before we do that, we have to meet the best NPC in the game.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes, I've been waiting.
Yes.
Yes.
But before we can go say hey to Wiz, we have to check in with Out of Date at least one more time because, you know, Out of Date is lonely. It's been a half an hour or more since we talked to him. And, you know, I love him. So we're going to go check in.
Okay. I'm ready for this.
I'm still just like, when you were best before, when did you make the conscious decision to become Out of Date? Was that a burden thrust upon him?
Out
The
of
story never
Allah,
explains
he thought,
it.
regard-
Oh,
out of date,
okay.
you're the-
I was gonna
the
say,
few
do I need to
only
answer
out
this?
of date. He
Or is this
No.
just a question that's
He
going to get
says-
left
These are just
unanswered?
abstract
Out of
questions
date,
that I'm
he
asking to
explained-
the universe. The universe doesn't know.
Oh.
These are like similar questions I have for like
Out of date's piece hat
CutieRoo.
says
Like,
talk-
were you just always the best? Did you become the best?
True. Were you
you know?
always the best? Inquiring minds want to know.
So being the best means starting to be with an ST. And therefore, you're the best.
Wow.
Wow.
The wisdom. The wisdom.
Let's see.
What better to take us into meeting Wiz than wisdom itself?
Oh, my mind is expanding. The sheer power of all this game. It's okay. We're gonna visit Wiz. It's gonna be a good time. What do you think Wiz looks like?
Wait, we're going to whiz Tinker Tonker, right? Or Tinker Tonker whiz.
Wiz Tinker Tonker.
Whiz Tinker Tonker.
Tinker
okay.
Tonker is his title. His name is Wiz.
Gotcha.
I consider with all the tinkering and tonkering you do to get yourself the title of Tinker Tonker,
That's a chug hut. Probably no chug chugs.
I'm gonna say that probably has those lovely little cute little raccoon fingers kind of thing, so
Okay.
that all the tinkering and tonkering can occur.
I was wondering
Okay.
about
Delicate
like,
fingers.
like gears. like steampunk style.
Okay.
Oh,
Those are
yeah.
really good guesses. I'm so excited for you to meet this absolute unit. This is one of
I'm
my
excited as
favorite
well.
designs. And I believe that the moment you witness them, you will understand why. Now, Wiz is all the way out here on the edge of the world in a very different direction from all the other edges of the world. I have come to this location without being prompted by Out of Date to find that he is sometimes just not here.
The Surge Surf Factory. Keep your eye out for
I've tried to sequence this to where I don't need to go to Out of Date, and sometimes the quest givers don't appear. Sometimes they appear, but they just won't talk to you. Sometimes they'll talk to you, but they won't give you the quest. And so that's why we always check in with Out of Date. Here's Wiz.
Wiz says it. Wiz, but Wiz up. He's set up. Wiz. He
love
knows.
Wiz
He's not. He
Tinker
know.
Tonker.
Ultimate.
They are perfect.
You're the
Asks if maybe that amazed, impressed.
So,
says you're meeting.
Wiz
with
the
that
Tinker Tonker
Wiz.
looks
This is
like
what he
Dr.
can't
Robotnik
expect.
from Sonic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just clarifying.
Yes. Classic mad scientist, and it is building us an octopod.
This is what Dr. Robotnik would look like if extremely cute.
True! What if
Watch your
Dr.
balance.
Robotnik were also a Sonic? This is what we get.
Oh, I
Sonic
like
in the
this.
BioMutant universe confirmed. All the games confirmed
True.
as a part of the canonical universe that is BioMutant.
Yeah, every game is in this game.
A monster snoozes.
So Elder,
hereabouts.
Witcher.
Look, we're in Millennia's Rot right now.
True.
Where's Radan? I'm looking out for him. Sir?
Oh, that's,
Sir?
the
Sir?
sounds are
Sir!
Oh no.
Okay. I have to abandon Ganote because Ganote is bad platforming for logs.
You can't do the logs.
Ganote is not coordinated enough. It has very bad balance. It's okay. Why are you running away? Come back for me!
Uh-oh.
It's okay. We're fine.
Oh,
We're fine.
okay.
No!
The
okay.
Juba Jeagle coming out of nowhere.
Gorilla Mini Boss is T-posing. Everybody smile.
They did not just name one of the bosses just Gorilla Mini Boss.
They really did.
They did
Wait,
that.
they did.
They did that. Yeah. 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 Another
Snuddle. Yeah, I gotta look out for
We're getting
Snuddle.
quite a few of those. All right, we're here to collect the Mecha Fingro from Mecha Stadium. I promised you a hand mount. This is it. I hope you're ready because I'm going to take a very brief moment once we collect this
Best
mount
part of
to
this
show
ride
off
is
the
it
finger
runs on
gun.
green stuff.
Oh, are we doing family? Adam's family, I meant to say?
Don't want to
With the
put
thing?
Perhaps. I'm going to let you
Stadium is
decide
near here.
if this thing is indeed cute.
Okay. I'm going to determine this. I'm very hesitant to.
I think it's cool. Cute might not be the word for the Mecha Fingro specifically. What did I do wrong? That. All right, here it is. Now you might be asking, why doesn't Big use this if it has a defensive item? Because
Unsettling
it's the
it.
slowest mount in the game.
I love this. I think
It's very cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I love it a lot.
There's its motion, and here is the finger gun.
Incredible.
That is, I don't know, I can't say it's certifiably cute, but it's definitely wicked.
It's very whimsical.
Yeah. It is certifiably whimsical. That is a cool finger gun, I have to admit.
Get 2 of those, I'll be like, hey.
Well, I kind of want to do that. Can you pull my finger?
He says the he knows he's stressed. We're so
10 out of 10. All right. We have to go to a very beloved location. This is perhaps my favorite location in the game. I'm not talking about where Choo-Choo is. I'm talking about where Choo-Choo is about to send us. And I'm not going to say the location name until we're prompted for it, for similar reasons to the last one. I will simply start laughing too hard.
The names in this game are, they never fail to amuse. Never once.
Yeah. I also, can I say something from chat that I think is very funny?
Absolutely.
Oh, my mecha fingero.
Pocus Timbo is scary.
Yeah,
What does
Pocus Timbo's intimidating.
What does Pocus Timbo do?
Pocus Timbo is a giant tree man, and they will literally grab and throw you in a way that will do substantial damage to you when you land. They are nothing to be messed with. They also have like a crowd of additional enemies that are hard to see because they're like tree people, and they hang out in the vegetation.
Okay. So they kind of camouflage.
They're very camouflaged. And they all just sort of group up and bully you.
Oh. Is one of them named Groot?
You know, it could be. We should ask them. Next time we should stop and ask them.
Okay. I love that.
Now, another very special species of Ganote. This one has a long face.
Long-faced Ganote?
Mm-hmm. I tried to tell them a joke to cheer it up, but it didn't seem to work.
Oh, goodness.
My cheeks have been smiling so much.
Good.
This is good. It's healthy for you.
Yeah.
Now, Choo-Choo here is a very special NPC.
You've reached the end of the line.
They're
Bet
very
you can
fun.
find Choo-Choo
I'm
here.
so glad Scrimbleshanks the Railway Cat has been working since the end of the filming. Just wholesome.
Scrimble
Scrimbleshanks the Railway Cat.
Scrimble Shanks.
I see Astrid has
Perfect.
never seen Cats the musical.
Oh.
Makes me sad.
I failed.
Wonders
I'm
who
sorry.
says you've
Makes
seen
me
whichever
sad.
way once.
I'm
the
sorry.
seems like can't
Okay.
think, likes
That
supposes,
too is a
but
fever
let's-
dream.
Says as you can, he's been figures. This time.
I actually
Choo-Choo
watched
here.
it like for,
Down.
I think,
Was about
4th grade. My teacher put it on. But that was the last I've seen of it.
So Choo-Choo is sending us to the location. You might notice on the screen we have to go to the Wingnut Chug Tunnel.
The Chug Tunnel.
The Wingnut Chug Tunnel.
Incredible. It
out
only
of
gets
10.
better. Somehow it only gets better.
Move before it decides to have lunch.
Bestie, if it wants lunch, we're stopping. This mount has brought me so far. If they want a little snacky, they can have a little snacky.
I wonder what snacks are called. I'm trying to think of what's a good snack name.
So, fun fact, when you defeat the mini-bosses, they often drop a restorative item that are like gummies. So, the snacks in this game are actually like gummies made out of creatures.
Oh,
Some of them are
goodness.
called like toffees.
So,
Yeah.
toffees.
Mm-hmm.
What about the gummies?
The bonbon gummy?
The bonbon
that's just a
gummies.
little treat. That's a little treat.
Oh, that's a treat. Okay, so there's snacks and treats. The snacks are toffees. Sweets are bonbon gummies. Okay. Okay.
And then we have to interact with the wingnut in the chug
wingnut
tunnel. It makes
chug
perfect
tunnel.
sense to me. I don't know why
Goes
it's so
on
hard for y'all to
forever.
keep up.
Listen, I'm right there with you, Cutie.
Thank you, Asper.
Doing my best. We're doing our best. This is like when you've never seen like sports before, and then you watch like American football for the first time.
Yes.
And you're just trying to comprehend, and someone says, "Oh yeah, that's clipping," and you're like, "Yes, it was. Yes."
I also like to think of this game as like encountering this is very similar to reading the Silmarillion for the first time, because it's a lot of words. Boy howdy, that's words. They mean something. I don't know what they mean though.
So,
And now a song for
Exactly.
no discernible reason.
Exactly.
I was going to say, if we play Scrabble, could we use these as words?
Only for 7 or more points.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Because I think I would totally know what to
Good thing
do.
you love to explore.
If
Yeah.
someone
On the
put
ground.
Tinker Tonker down in Scrabble, they win.
Yeah, if someone puts Chug Tunnel on my board, they automatically win. I don't make the rules. But now that we have interacted with the wingnut in the Chug Tunnel, Choo Choo here will give us the item known as the grease sprinkler, which is a ranged weapon that is literally made out of an
Choo-choo,
oil can.
he
It's a
keeps it on the
flamethrower.
choo-choo.
We're
It's
not
a
going to
ver-
use
he's
it,
says
but
there's-
it is a cool weapon, and on a new game, it shreds.
Choo-choo says he understands.
There it is. I'm also going to invite him to the arc.
You shouldn't
He's my
watch
bonus
Choo-choo.
5th
He's he
NPC.
believe figures.
Choo Choo is the
believes
one
the
that I
world
have
says
the
he's
most
wondered.
difficulty consistently getting to show up on the arc. This dude, depending on how you navigate the triboard,
After
will just
spending
not
a
show
lot,
up
Choo-choo
sometimes.
says you should-
Depending on how you interact with other people, won't show up. He is very willful. And so I'm hoping that at the end of this, he'll go with us. But before we can do any of that, we need our distraction item, which in this case is going to be Guppos.
Is that a treat?
Guppos.
Wiz said he says
Or is it a
there's
snack?
You should. He's
It's a snack.
Okay.
We're also going to stop and get unbanged pyro sticks.
Perfect. We needed that.
I need a pyro stick in my life. Unbanged pyro stick, by the way.
Yes. It has to be unbanged. That's an important part of it.
Yep.
Responsible gamers bang their own pyro stick, okay? You need to make sure that your munitions are properly serviced.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
All right, we get pyro sticks at the Bang plant. Where else?
Wait, so you get an
makes sense.
unbanged pyro stick at a bang plant.
Yes.
Okay.
Bright day
I have
to
questions.
wander around in.
Okay.
How does it stay unbangable when it's in a bangable place?
Well, the answer to that is it is semi-autonomous. I do not know if the pyro sticks are alive.
Okay.
Oh.
You'll see what I mean very shortly. When we break through this door, that's where the pyro sticks are, and you'll be able to decide for yourself. What? Because they definitely are. Well,
That
you'll
looks
see.
like an unbanged pyro stick on the loose. Better catch it before
Perfect.
it goes
It's got
off.
wings.
Oh, it sure do.
So,
Oh my goodness.
unbangable pyro stick can fly?
Yeah. These are the unbanged pyro sticks.
Unbanged. Okay. So there is a difference between banged and unbanged.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unbanged gives you wings.
Yeah. That's exactly it. See, Rue has cracked the code. They don't even need to, like, experience the game. They have deciphered it thoroughly.
Rue is ahead of me. I'm still
is-
catching up.
This is why Rue is the
This means you'll
corporal of cuteness.
The corporal of cuteness. I love that.
I do like that. I like that a lot. I want to have a team of corporates with me of cuteness.
Now,
happy to fuck
you
figures
asked
if it
earlier,
must.
Astrid,
It's
if people
I
drink the
don't
goo.
think seems
This is the guy
kind
that
who
drinks the
can't
goo,
like
and look at the
that,
goo
but
around
lucky
him.
never
We
even lucky
interrupted him
figures
trying to get a
his
sippy.
friend, but here, if you head in figures,
I see.
Tasty?
Maybe it's like Coca-Cola or something.
True.
You know?
It might have that nice caramel texture.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's either Coca-Cola in there or like a nice stout, maybe.
Ooh, true.
Something going on in there.
don't look that beastly.
Don't shake
in
the goo
ears.
too much or you'll end up with too much head to drink it.
Really now?
Like a beverage, you know?
Yeah, exactly. The goo is good for you.
That's what they say. That's goo.
Yes.
This is Guppy Grotto.
It's funny because even though I can't hear it sometimes, I'm like, Rue is laughing. We'll hear it in a moment.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So, Guppos are my least favorite of the distraction tools that we're going to collect just because they are tedious to collect. We have to wait for them to like hop out of the water. I also mentioned there are rotation puzzles that spawn in unsolvable. This is the one that has the worst history of doing that. It's unsolvable right now.
Oh, is it?
So we're going to have to just hop back in here until it gives us a puzzle we can actually solve.
That's
This
rude.
one seems like it's going to be fine. Nope.
Ah.
So close. We got it.
Yay!
First try every time.
First try every time.
Wonderful.
I you know what? That was first try.
And here's our Guppos. The thing about them is if you're not standing very close to them when they hop out, you can't catch them. And so you gotta actually stand around and wait for them to decide to come out. If you try to run over to where they are, you will not get over there fast enough.
Goodness. A little tedious, but
You know,
Gotta
all
get those
fishing
Guppos.
games are methodical and
So-
precise, and this is just one of them.
It's up to you.
So are you
to
catching
figure out
guppos
what
with a
that
net?
is.
I am.
Okay. Just checking.
Now, I mentioned some really cool activities in this game, like slacklining, and grappling, and uncharted platforming. We are about to go into a really cool paragliding segment,
Ooh, give me some paragliding.
but like indoor paragliding.
Ooh, indoor paragliding. Give me some indoor paragliding. Not outside or on the beach. No. Inside.
Please, game. I'm begging for a puzzle that's solvable.
The first try right now.
I'm manifesting.
Manifest. First try.
Nope.
First try again. Well,
Yeah, true.
for first try. Always.
Let's start at the bottom. Oh. No.
Hey, game. We're supposed to do first tries.
Hey, game. Please.
First try.
What is wrong? It's this. Perfect. We did it.
Perfect.
First try every time.
First try.
Yeah.
First try every time.
Amazing.
We love
Incredible
RNG
how you do that.
rotation puzzles. They are so good and perfect, and nothing can go wrong with them.
Just remember, they're first-person shooter, okay?
Yeah, that was a very tough first-person shooter segment. You're right.
They're just trying to teach you how to aim.
True. This is a lesson in peripheral vision.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Now we can leave Guppy Grotto and never
No
come
time
back
to
to
look
this
back.
terrible place
Too
again.
busy moving on.
Are those so guppy grottos? Were the guppies in the grotto?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And the little ones that we caught are the smaller version of those things that were sort of wagging at us.
Yeah.
If you stand around too long near the adult ones, they will spit on you.
Okay.
And that hurts.
That seems
Yeah.
surpri-
I
But
imagine.
luckily, we have everything we need. We can go fight the boss
It's
now.
just another.
Oh, okay.
is that
This means the
big
marks-
turtle Gamera looking friend the boss?
Yes, that is Merc Puff. The reason
Incredible.
why I like this boss so much is because it's a kaiju. It's just straight up.
Oh,
a
is
kaiju.
it a
Yeah,
kaiju
it's just
for real?
Gamera.
Yes. Give me kaiju any day.
Look at him.
Oh, I love
perfect.
Merc Puff.
Yes.
Yeah. Merc Puff is pretty okay. That's certifiably cute, but certifiably cool.
Sometimes being cute and being cool is a Venn diagram that's just a circle.
Turns out that's just Big Scared's entire existence.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
You.
Wow.
So
Things
our
are looking like
unbanked
they're going
pyro
well.
sticks are what I'm shooting at it.
Ah.
Yeah, it's amazing how a butterfly rocket can turn into a torpedo. But we've scared it. It's gonna hide inside its shell for a little bit. And this is why we need guppos. Because I know when I'm having a hard time, the thing that helps is a little snack.
Aw. Not a treat.
Yeah, get a little snack.
Yeah, snacky snack.
There is a QTE prompt here. We could interact with the Merc Puff, but much like Jumbo Puff, it is faster to not engage with that mechanic at all. Unlike Porky Puff and Hoof Puff, where you kind of have to engage in the mechanic to beat them. All right, here's the coolest phase. Full kaiju form. You haven't even seen their final form.
Oh yes, give me.
Oh,
give me,
it's
give me, give me.
doing it.
Do it, do it.
Oh, perfect.
This is so good.
This is
Doing the
best
beam.
fight.
Merc Puff is my favorite.
Incredible.
That is incredible. I like the underwater fighting too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's got
pretty
really good
cool.
motion to it.
Yeah.
that's good. You never
And
know
that's
how
Merc Puff.
water is gonna. Excellent.
Yeah, contrary to popular mechanics, the water stage is the best one here.
Yeah, that's a very like I was gonna say that like water mechanics
That was the
in games
last
can be very
you
hit or
had
miss
just
even in the
next
best
time.
games.
He's learned old. Just imagine you fought.
We're going to
for
invite
questions.
Wiz to join us.
What we
And
have
now
here, if
we
you
have
bet you
enough
know-
people to potentially leave. But because
Almost
we are on a
poison, says
heavy-handed morality journey that involves our past trauma, we need to resolve that. Out of date will not let us leave until we deal with it. So we have to go back and actually deal with Lupa Lupin. I mentioned earlier this is going to be a 6-round fight. At the end, we will have a choice to make to live and let live or get retribution. That final decision is a weighted 10 points towards either good or bad, and it can top you towards one of the endings if you are on a more neutral
Feels
path.
like a monster's lair down here. Out of date. The day. If you have, then he says you. Says you.
All right.
Out of
Off
date
we go.
really showed up and was like, you have saved the world, but have you saved your heart?
Exactly.
There it is.
Out of date says you can try to save everyone else all you want, but if you don't save yourself, it doesn't matter.
I appreciate this. I can appreciate that a lot.
Me too. I agree. Sometimes that's all you can do too.
There are a lot of people that go into experiences trying to save the world. But the reality is, you are someone that can be saved. And if you do that, sometimes that's good enough.
True. An important thing to consider whenever undertaking any ambition is what it will do for you.
Luckily, we have made friends along the way, and so we're not alone in this. Our Sifu is here. Our whole tribe, our found family, is here to help us. And for the first 3 rounds of the fight, they will be actually pretty useful in getting his attention. What I'm going to try to do is combo him with Key Restoration and Wicked Wolves. Hopefully, I won't get yeeted too hard across the arena, but it's possible. Nope, let me go. I got yeeted. It's okay. All right, phase 2, our Sifu is actually mad and doing something.
Heck yeah.
Change in your favor.
Let me just heal real quick. There we go.
Perfect.
So I
You're doing
mentioned
great.
earlier that I didn't really explain the automaton, which is actually the narrator. You might notice that there is some green flipping happen as if there's somebody shooting a small gun. That is the narrator. The narrator is very literally the cricket of morality, our Jiminy Cricket, but without such a name. And they have been with us this entire time, physically, on this journey.
You can save the
This game is Pinocchio also. It just keeps including these popular franchises to its repertoire.
Now, when I said this was the sequel to Liza P., you didn't believe me, but now we're here.
Yeah, I believed you, for the record. But if there were any doubters, let them all be silenced.
I didn't doubt.
We believed in the Tinker Tonker in our hearts.
Exactly.
Yeah, have faith in the whiz tanker tonker that lives inside all of us.
Exactly.
It's the whiz thing to do.
Oh my goodness.
I love it. I love it.
All right, phase 4 through 6 take place in this underground cavern because apparently beating up Lupa Lupin just makes him stronger. So we're gonna heal, we're gonna hide behind this stuff, we're gonna heal again. And then I'm gonna hope that we can finish this quickly and he won't do too much moving around. Because as this section of the fight progresses, he will get very squirrely. He also gets a new attack every round of the fight, so you'll notice that he can now summon roots. He will have an AoE in the final phase that can launch you literally across the entire arena. There is a different melee attack where it will slam the ground, much like Porcupine does, and you're gotta like jump over it. The cool thing about my build is he can be stunned out of a lot of these attacks if you time Wicked Wolf just right. So hopefully I can just sort of corner him and we won't have too much of a problem in the final phase of this. This is going pretty good for a Loop-a-Loopin fight.
You got this.
I believe.
Thank you.
See those wicked wolves come up, and I'm like, yes.
Oh, I just
yes.
got womboed.
The combat's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, the animations for the combat are also
The
very
more he
stunning.
does, the stronger
Well,
he
of course,
becomes.
it's a From Software game.
Astrid, where have you been?
In all of our hearts.
Exactly.
You needed but reach out to me, and I'm here.
You schmoovin'! That dude out-schmooved me there.
This is an intense fight.
Very
Yeah.
much.
I used to do this fight with the Klong Fist, and the Klong Fist only does a max of 400 damage, which is 1/3 of the damage I could potentially do now. It used to be a 30-minute fight.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That is an extremely long fight. That's like, I mean, I've already compared the game to Monster Hunter before, but those are, you know, like Monster Hunter level fights right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because, yeah,
It's time
phase,
you remember
there's
who
like
the
6
real
phases,
enemy
correct?
is and stop
This is
playing
the final
game
phase
his
of the
way.
fight. The run does not end when we beat him. There's a little bit more, and there's a very funny thing I would like to show you when we get there. But yeah, this is just the best way to end your game with a prolonged, tedious, double-length boss fight. But I'd have it no other way.
This is quite the boss fight.
Yeah, very much so.
Like, I feel like I saw, like, Sephiroth there for a second, but, like,
Yeah, yeah, I heard the choir screaming in Latin.
yeah.
All right, he's down. At
Excellent.
this point, I'm gonna let him rest in peace because if I let him live, in the epilogue of
We
the
all
story,
need
it cuts to
it's
him
no
eating
better
people.
time than now
Oh.
to accept
Wow.
the helping
Wow. I don't know. I don't know if we
So-
can do that one. Let's go with the.
Yeah, no, we're gonna reject that
Yep.
as our hypothesis.
Yep.
Now we're gonna meet what the automaton actually looks like. The cricket is not its true form. It's this. This is our narrator.
Oh.
life might have taken if you'd done things
I
different.
love
A
that.
left when you went right.
I like his shoes.
A yes
Me
when you
too.
said no. You've walked the thin line
Those shoes
between
are nice.
survival and disaster and haven't lost your balance yet.
And much like the
It's
end of
because of
Prey
you the tree of
2017,
life
they're
and
going to
the
describe
world
the
has been
outcome of
given a
all of our
second
choices to
chance.
us, and then
You
promptly
carried the
describe the
light in
ways
a
that it
world
kind of
full
doesn't
of
really matter
dark
anyway.
And made a difference in a place that needed change. You allied with the Ankati tribe and brought the solidarity needed to keep the world in balance. However, light and dark does simply represent the polarities. of
There's our
life.
Muma. Rest
One
in
can't
peace.
exist
We never met
without
her.
The other.
Okay.
There she is.
Oh.
She invented Wong Fu.
Whoa.
This isn't the end. Just
All right.
being surrounded by
So,
nature as
there's
it
about
heals
a minute
itself
left in
will
the run.
rejuvenate
It is
us.
walking from one
Nature
area
will
to
teach
another.
us
I'm
how
going to
to
show
survive.
you what my
So,
homies look like
trust
when
your
they're
conscience
following
to
me
show
because
you
you
the
need
way,
to understand
and
how Wiz
everything
Tinker
else
Tonker
will
moves.
follow.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to see the whiz.
Witness.
Oh
Witness
my-
him.
Whiz, Tinker Talker, you are the best.
No one
All right.
is more determined to follow you.
Time is going to be when we hit the cutscene at the end. It's going to be roughly in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's time.
As foretold,
GG.
Jeez.
Yes.
Oh my
Time
goodness.
ends there, but
Not
here we
alone.
get to see
You filled
the outcome of our
and those that
actions.
shared
We
your
have
perspective
2
and
homies in
gained
the
your
arc.
trust
Are we
will
gonna get a
accompany
third?
you on your journey.
We got a 3rd in the arc. Do we have a 4th? We've got a 4th in the arc. Choo-choo's there. Let's go.
Heck
Do we have a
yeah.
5th? With Tinker Talkers going. Let's go.
Is there
I'm
a world
hype,
out there
because
that's
that means
better
Out of Date
suited
does
for
not
those
get a seat on the
imbalanced
arc.
in their life nature than this one? Whether or not, we'll leave
I do
your
not have
story
questions.
on record.
And
those
so
who
we
come
have
after
sent
will
our
know
5 best
you
friends
followed
into
your
space
life
to
nature
maybe
and
find
saved
something
the
better.
world.
We don't know.
So,
There's no
when
end
all
game
is
goal
said
of
and
sending them
done,
out there.
it turned out to be an unusual
The Earth
I know what
might
happens.
heal and recover, but
What
we're
could
not
be
going to
better
figure out what's going
than
on.
ending the story
I know what
the
happens.
right way.
Wait, what happens?
Ending it
Outer
way.
Wild starts
beginning.
right after.
True. You just hear down, 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 na, na, na,
Yep.
And that's BioMutant.
Thank
The
you.
ending we particularly got here was the good ending. This is the pure good ending. The tree of life is healing. All the good people got to go to space and evil was defeated. If you're curious about what the bad ending looks like, it's exactly the same, but with different people on the arc.
Interesting. Well, in the meantime, I would love for you both to have any of your, shout outs or thank yous, anything. If anyone wanted to find out how to speed run, how did they find you, anything like that. And I will
Yeah.
start with Big Scared first.
Yeah, I live on Twitch as twitch.tv/BigScared. I am also in most places of the internet as Big Scared. There are 2 exceptions. I'm on Twitter or X as I'm Big Scared with no spaces or punctuation. I'm also on Instagram as that handle, although I'm not really active on Instagram. You can find me around the Fatales server. You can catch me at Fatales this upcoming March. And you can also catch me in a newly formed group for non-binary speedrunners. So if you're curious about that, all you got to do is reach out, and I'd be happy to connect you.
And Astrid?
Yeah. I'm Astrid the Horror Girl. You can find me on Twitch and Instagram, Astrid the Horror Girl. I play lots of horror games and I speedrun lots of games as well. I love to go fast, and also I love my really good friend Big Scared, and I am honored every single time I am asked to do commentary for them. So yeah, I love being here. I love GDQ. CutieRoo, you're awesome, and thank you for having me.
Aww. Well, thank you.
And before we
go
head
ahead.
out, I have a curious question for you, Rue. Now that you have experienced this in its entirety, excuse me, is it still legally cute?
The good version. The evil version, I don't know. We're going to have to come and talk about that one. Yes, this was definitely certifiably legally cute.
Beautiful.
Well, I want to say thank you both. It's always a blast being with both of you, and I'm super honored that I was able to do this with you again. I had so much fun, and thank you for putting so many smiles on my face tonight, especially with some things like the pyro sticks and stuff like that. So I just want to say, everybody, all my GD cuties and everyone, definitely follow the runner and the commentator, and definitely check them out for their Frost Fatales events and their runs and everything like this. We do have, just before we go, I just kind of wanted to just let y'all know, if you did miss out on AGDQ 2024 and want to rewatch your favorite runs, check out our full playlist over on our YouTube, as well as we are also showcasing all of the events here on our Twitch channel leading up to our GDQ Hotfix shows this week. So stick around after our live shows to relive the excitement on Twitch. We will be resuming our AGDQ 2024 replay with Gravity Rush coming right up after this. Thank you all for coming to Legally Cute. You're all GD cuties, and definitely check out future events, and love you all. Thank you, GDQ crew, and thank you everybody who came today. I hope you all have a wonderful night.